Good morning, people. Good morning. Good morning, you all. This is Spirit Journey. Good morning, good morning. Are you all bright eyed and bushy tailed today? Yes. Today is Friday. Good old Friday morning in the city of New York. Yes, it is June 24, 2022, and the time right now is about 5:51 a.m. And you know, sunrise was 5:26 today. Yeah. So welcome sunrise, good old hello sunrise. Yes. So now it's extending sunrise. Now sunrise for I think it was since last weekend was stuck at 5:25 a.m. for a while. Every day it's like it gets um like the sunrise was earlier in the morning. Got earlier and earlier. So now it's getting later and later. It's amazing. These cycles of life is really exciting. So like last weekend it was said, 5:25 for a while. Yeah, I think it was 5:25. And yesterday it moved to 5:26. And today's 5:26. So it's just creeping slowly, slowly, the extension. So it's like doing a race, a backwards race, and then it slows down, stays still for a while. Now it's moving, it's racing forward, getting later and later. It's amazing. I never really noticed these things. When it's obvious, those winter months, versus, summer, there is a transition. But I really never paid attention when you, like, every day when you mark it off on your calendar, I said, wow, this thing is changing one increment at a time. Yeah, it's fantastic. Fantastic. Nothing like nature and balance in life. See, the natural world is it's really grounding. And we're all a part of it. So remember, humans, you are a part of nature, a whole system. Just remember that. And I think this whole talk that I'm going to do is really about cycles and about balance. Balance. Wax on, wax off. Yeah, there's a balance. It's like an elastic waistband. Well, you need enough give and enough tension to keep your pants on. It shouldn't be too tight or too loose, but balance. Yeah. So what's happening now in life is a lack of balance. There's a lack of balance, people. And I think what I'm going to talk about is about that lack of balance that's occurring here on this planet. And New York City is a big example of what not to be. Yes, I love my city. I love New York City. Wow. So there's three things I want to talk about. I want to say that up front so that I'll remember. I want to talk to you about um, that report, the popo report. I want to talk about health. I want to talk about religion. Yeah, so a little balance. Yeah, a little bit of everything this morning. Everything's related though. everything. So let me talk. Yeah, I want to talk about health first. Health. I want to talk about yeah, what I bought yesterday. Well, I listened to this program by Dr. Jennifer Daniels. She's an American woman, a black American woman from upstate New York, Buffalo. Yeah, she's from Buffalo, New York. I think the same time when all that mess happened. Yeah, nice lady. Nice lady. And she was all about community and helping. And she was about her personal excellence and responsibility of the community she lives in. I think if she was in any community, her attitude would still be the same. And yeah, she became a doctor, medical doctor, and she did what she said she was going to do. She wants to service her community. She didn't like start out and using her community like guinea pigs, like a lot of people, doctors in New York City, and then leave to go to the suburbs or somewhere looking pretty, or go to California and do medicine, and all those plastic people who really aren't about health. They're about show. They're really about show. They're not about true health. Yeah, they might walk around with their protein shakes that have how many toxins in there. But she stayed, and she even built a building. So she's building infrastructure in that forgotten city. Yeah, these forgotten cities are man-made. They don't want you to build it up. They just want you to suck it dry. Take a straw and suck out all the marrow out of those people. And then you wonder, oh, those people, they don't know how to. Yeah, I mean that that even reminds me of looking on a map just the other day about service in these communities. And you look on the world map and you see about the, oh, what's that thing that I saw? Yeah, even something as basic as a language app. Which languages get services and which one doesn't? And no matter how small that European country is, that Northern European country, they are guaranteed protection and commerce by their language being served on the language app, the translation app. Yeah, there's a few million people, just a few, 10 million under, and it's the only place where they even speak those languages. The only place. It's not like they have. It's spoken everywhere, you know. Yeah, and I mentioned about Swahili. You have like about 1/3 of the continent that speaks Swahili in Africa. And so the commerce, so these apps are really fortifying the colonial powers of yesterday. Well, it's still a form of colonialization and the fortification of that exploitation of those who weren't a part of the colonialism. Yeah, when you really think about it, it's really something. And it's just a slap on the face. It's not about equality. It's not about helping people, especially if you worked, if you were staying at those places where the colonies were and not address it. So, oh, well, we're going to stop the slavery and the colonialism, but it's still colonialism. It's still exploitation, and you try to do something. You try to say or speak anything outside of that, like Tanzania. Remember Tanzania? The president said no, no regarding the pokey pokey. He spoke out, and he was clever too. He used various fruits or something like that, various fruits, and tested the fruit for the C19, as I call it, and it came out positive for that pathogen, that that artificial. Does it really exist, or is it the 5G? 5G could create all those symptoms of the body, make you feel like you have those symptoms, but your body reacting to the 5G possibly in some circumstances. But either way, see, that was a smart president. And I said to myself, now that's a place I wouldn't mind living, when you have intelligence that is speak on behalf of its nation. And surprisingly, he gets whacked off. Whacked off. And this other president from Madagascar, I think it was, something happened to him. Because he had a protocol of treating it. And he was getting very good results using natural remedies. See that about balance and nature? There's always a remedy out there within nature. See, it's about balance. So even if things get a little out of balance, whatever, use common sense, use wisdom, and if something's really going on, use nature to correct it. See, that's the natural approach. And when you use natural approaches and common sense, it seems like the alien bodies here don't like it. So there's no freedom from some of these people. There's no freedom out there. But I think it's a time to say enough is enough. We demand it. We demand freedom. Freedom of nations to speak out and say, I want this lifestyle for my people. The best for them. So yeah, so that is what happened, and but things are happening again, and it's really interesting. These incidences and health trends or lack of health trends. So yeah. So about the health now, about my health. Um, well, yeah, I was saying I was listening to Jennifer Daniels, Dr. Jennifer Daniels from upstate New York, a black woman, and invested her time servicing her community for years and getting good results. And was forced out. She had to surrender her medical license, and then she had to leave the country. They put her on uh, the TERRORIST list. So she couldn't work anywhere in America. So she's in exile in Panama, and she's going through her life changes and development. Really interesting, this doctor. And really interesting approach. I wonder, is she being passive aggressive now? Just something that she taught about the word balance. Interesting. Oh, I'm sorry. I said balance. Inequality. And she said that I know I'm kind of going a little off the angle there, off topic. But I think it's all related. Um, she noticed that life, like she mentioned that a lot of people talk about, we want equality, but she said no, no equality, inequality, and using the principle about within health, how the body works and how energy works. That energy flows like from high concentration to lower concentration, and this creates like a gradient and a flow from high to low. And when it goes against that from low to high, it requires a lot of energy, uh, exertion to move against the grain. And so the natural order is to go from high to low. And so she learned that, she saw that the that life works something like that. It keeps things moving. This gradient from high to low. And in Panama, uh, she's living in a neighborhood where it has stray dogs, and no one's like doing anything about it. And so she took it on her own hands how she has to survive. I thought it was very interesting. I mean, it was almost funny, but at the same time, I listened to it. Was it 2 days ago? The program, but it started to make me uncomfortable, to be honest. Like when I watched the video more than once. It's on her channel, and yeah, you just type in a name. Yeah, I forget the name, but um, you just type in her name, and she also sells nutraceuticals. These are herbal supplies to help regulate your GI tract. Because she has a protocol, to have at least three um, um, bowel movements a day. Because she has this protocol on using turpentine as a medicinal. Okay. Um, so either way, so that's why she sells that, and she also has a like a I guess like an ebook on medical remedies. Costs an arm and a leg, $1,000. So like a whole course, I think it was, and very interesting. Well, she was teaching. Yes, good morning, viewer. Good morning. So anyway, she taught this concept in this video. I mean, it was kind of funny, but at the same time, a little alarming. But she realized this about the gradients, this um, energy gradient, movement and flow that exists in the human body and life in general. And so this concept of, again, from high concentration to low concentration, and that's what makes things flow. So she, in her situation with the dogs, the wild dogs in her neighborhood, this is in Panama, and it's unfortunate some locations on, some regions in the world, their wild dogs are just out there and they bite people and everything. And I even saw a video in Morocco, and this guy gets attacked by dogs. It was two dogs. I think that attack happened because he was in their territory. He was by himself, and he's laughing after. They're showing the wounds and everything. It was horrible. But either way, um, so how was she to handle her situation? And she's 64 or 65 years old. Yeah, 64 years old. She looks great. And so she utilized this concept of this energy gradient to solve a problem. And she's mastered it. And I want to share. It's almost, it could get you upset, but she's brilliant behind the simplicity behind it. So what she did was she kind of bribed the dogs, the wild pack dogs that are out there, because she has to go out and about, and she has to manage her life with these dogs in this community. So she bribed the dog with food. Yes, wild dogs and the food. Yeah. So she used the principle of the energy gradient. Um, Hot dogs are energy. So she cuts the hot dog in pieces, some small and some big. So she decides, so she's going to have these hot dogs with her when she goes out. I think it's just one hot dog, but she cuts it up in pieces. And she says that she handed the dogs pieces of the hot dog. She gave one a large piece, and then another a little smaller, and then one of the dogs in the pack got none. And this seems to put at bay, because the dogs are aware that, hey, I got the biggest piece. Hey, wait a minute, I got, oh, my piece was small. Oh, that one got two pieces. Hey, wait a minute. And wait a minute, oh, I got no pieces. And so the one with the known biggest piece, okay, it's really happy. It feels special. And then the one with the smaller one say, hey, I thought he got a bigger piece. Okay, well, I'm gonna still tag along. Maybe somehow I can get more. And then the one that got none. It's like, whoa, what did they do? Hey, I'll tag along and be how she said it, in the in crowd. The little dog with no wanted to be in the in crowd, and so she has these dogs in the palm of her hand of control. And I guess it's also a way of protecting her from new packs of dogs. They'll protect her, I guess, from other invaders. And she does this power grading. She's taking a taekwondo class, and she's doing the principle inside that place, that taekwondo class. She brings her sweets. She brings candies, these chocolates, and I think a vanilla wafer chocolates, chocolate kisses or something. And she had handed out this two pieces to this little child in the class. It says, "You're special," and even she said, even the instructor looked at her. What? You say he's special? You give him two pieces? Um, and of course the kid likes it, you know. But I don't know about that one, because yes, she'll win popularity with the chocolates, but to do that to adults and children, I have to be honest, I didn't agree with that, you know. I know, I just for those for the pack of dogs that can attack you and kill you, that's one thing. But you're in a class that you choose to go into, and be in harmony with those fellow students. But she's doing what she's doing. So so that's what was going on about the gradient, and applying it in your life, and maybe it's something that people can do here. I realize it's what's being done here on this planet. Look at New York City. New York City is deciding who gets the piece of chocolate and who doesn't. There are demographics here in New York City that's getting virtually none. And the full spectrum, you have those who are given double pieces of chocolate. and everything between. Everybody sees how much the other person's getting, and this is causing a flow of chaos. It's what keeps the pump going, the tension going in New York City. That's what's going on. That is what's going on. Just look at it. Look at neighborhoods that are thriving, that are getting extra pieces of chocolate, so to speak, and those that get virtually none. Doesn't that cause tension? Yeah, it's negative tension. That's what's happening though. And I'm fed up with it. And I see that that's what's happening globally. It's happening globally. So it's by design. Somehow you got to get rid of that element that's causing this type of unnatural gradient. It's a foreign thing to humanity. And that gradient started with Adam and Eve. Because everything is in harmony. Harmony and this type of gradient is not, you know, it's in violation. The natural order of things is in violation. I mean, it's being violated. It is being violated. So, yeah, what sin is this false energy gradient, and you got to remove it and put in the natural order and flow of things, where there's harmony. Harmony. See, they don't want harmony because they want the energy, they want the movement, they want the force. Some people like sugarcane juice, and some people like the raw white sugar. But that raw white sugar gives you cavities and become acidic in a horrible way, and it causes illnesses. Yeah. Harmony is the key. Harmony, not this artificial energy gradient that was introduced to the mix. So either way, this Dr. Daniels had was taught about this treatment for like someone, like she has this medical this course, health course, and those people purchase it. She'll answer their questions. Okay, she's using wisdom because she can't work anymore, but she has knowledge, and so she's selling her knowledge. And so she shared the questions that were asked her, those people who purchased her course. And this person asked about her teeth, his or her teeth. That I think it was a woman. She had a medical procedure done. You know, she was having pain in her mouth, and I think they cut out pieces of a jaw, and it still didn't correct the problem. And she was vegan. You know, one instant, a person was vegan. Yeah, she had several teeth questions, and so one of them, that they were vegan for many, many years, vegan and vegetarian for many, many years, and their gums were receding, their loose tooth and everything, and she said this person needed to introduce connective tissue in her diet. Being vegan didn't give the full spectrum of the nutrients her body needed. And it's really something. So how some people, vegans or vegetarians, get away with it. I mean, that had to be so severe, that person's veganism. What were they eating? I mean, was it just fruits or something? I mean, you hear of many, but to have the teeth be compromised like that, wow. So, what Dr. Daniels suggested was for that person to buy um, cow feet, the feet of a cow. You know, you go to a butcher store and you get that, and you cook it, and the connective tissue from those pig feet, you know, you when you eat it, it'll help your body repair itself, and it makes a lot of sense. Like eat the things that your body is having problems with. So if you have problems in your organs, eat organ meat. If it's connected, joint connective tissue, eat joint connective tissue, because those are the components of what's missing in your diet to build your body. And so that's what the person did. And also they had a tooth problem, the loose teeth and I guess tooth decay. So to remedy like the tooth, the pain in the tooth and all that, and what's happening underneath, I think it was an infection. Um, they took a cotton ball and they dabbed a little castor oil on the cotton ball and put 2 drops of turpentine, but the pure spirits turpentine. Not all turpentine is equal. It's the red, the one made from the resin. Uh, the pure has to be 100%. Add 2 drops onto the cotton ball and apply it to the infected tooth. She said do it uh, twice a day, 10 minutes each time, and you should get some results. Well, yes, this person got results, wonderful results. The pain went away after 3 days, and the tooth and gums repaired itself. So, I don't have receding gum lines, anything like that, but I have one tooth. Yeah, I broke I broke 2 teeth a couple of years ago, and the dentist here, they want me to just pull it out and get like a crown or something like that. And I'm a natural female. I don't want it. I have something. I I I I I value my teeth, people. I value my teeth. I was always sensitive about my teeth. And I don't want to lose any of my adult teeth. My father, he had all his teeth and he had no cavities. He never had a cavity. Yeah. And I want all my teeth. So when you pull it out, that's it. And it's going to be really, it's been, eating has been a challenge. And it was a big challenge yesterday. I, yeah, I bought something with nut. I love nuts. And it was hurting that tooth. I said, oh, brother. Yeah, I have to, quit it with the nuts. Yeah, it's a tooth. It's a major tooth to chew food. Let me just put it like that. I do have and what do you call it? Bacteria in the tooth. Like the tooth had broke a couple of years ago. Um, and the area gets the exposed, the inside of the tooth is exposed, and uh, tooth decay is in that tooth. On the outside, the tooth looks perfect, but it's the inside where all the debris, when you're eating, can get in that tooth, and it's a tooth decay in that inside, and they're concerned that because it's right near the nerve, and yes, it does hurt on occasion, and then it goes away. So I guess after it's killing the nerve, you don't feel any more pain. Well, you don't want that bacteria, whatever, get in your blood system. You don't want that. That will cause an infection, you know, get in your blood system and get you really sick. Yeah, I had to go to the dentist earlier this month for my annual clean, biannual cleaning. And yeah, it was a little sensitive yesterday. I said, I'm going to go to the store, buy some pig feet, and I also bought some oxtail. And I cooked it yesterday. Yeah, I used some of the ingredients I used was based on this recipe, based on the ingredients used in this Louisiana cooking. I'm not from Louisiana, but I was watching this program, this cooking program, and they were featuring Louisiana and their Creole dishes. And they had this lady, a black woman. I really liked it. She reminds me of someone, the lady, and I just liked her style. Just funny, naturally funny. Um, and she was responsible of cooking this. I think it was gumbo. Man, they have everything in there. So they were showing how she makes her the base of that gumbo. Big big pot of water, and she adds in the water these spices, and some of the spices. I said, I want to do that. I mean, the everyday spices, except for one of them. One of them was sassafras. I've heard of that name, sassafras. Uh, I think that's to give it a fishy taste or something. I'll Google what sassafras is because I don't know, but I've heard of it. So she used. Oh, let me see if I can remember. Uh, Onions, garlic, salt, of course, bell peppers, celery, parsley. Finely chopped up, and then she put her crab, and then a lot of other different meats, whatever. So I just used the ingredients for the initial, the spices for her gumbo, you know, um, and then at a later point she added more parsley, a lot of parsley, and powdered onion, onion powder and garlic powder, and then the sassafras. Yeah, so I thought it was interesting. So I said, hey, in honor of that lady, I really liked her. She was just charming, and so I went out and bought those ingredients. Yeah, and the ingredients now. I went to the local grocer, mom and pop type of grocer, and their 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 garlic was awful. Yeah, I noticed like I picked, they had the loose garlic and the packed one, and the loose one must have been in there a long time. Yeah, it was aged. It was not fresh garlic. I mean it's garlic, but but it wasn't wholesome. Yeah, I had to cut a lot of it out when I got it home. Yeah, awful. Yeah, a lot of these mom and pop places. Yeah, the quality of food, people, is going down in New York City. I've been going to them on and off for many years. Yeah, and it used to have some fantastic um, veggies, and it was real cheap. I was like, wow. Yeah, I was buying stuff that, and I think it was two of them on that corner, and then they had to move, and I think one came back, and oh, it's not all that great. So, yeah, things change here in New York City, and the qualities and the quality of the food at times. It's really, yeah, it's more expensive. Where was I? I bought a lemon for $2. Yeah, I thought it was bad in Hawaii when it was 75 cents, but that was like 20 something years ago. Never heard. Usually you can get like four for $1. But the two for a dollar, well, it was an organic lemon. Yeah, because I was making some lemonade, and you put a little bit of blush, hibiscus in it to give it a nice pink or rosy color. Don't add the sugar. They said that the lemon water um, helps in weight management, and it definitely is giving you vitamins. Good for the gums and everything like that. But you don't want to be too acidic with the. I mean, when they say when the lemons are ingested in your system, it makes your body more alkaline. But still, you bite into that lemon or the water. Then initially in the mouth, it's just the acid in the lemon juice. So I don't want to do maybe use a straw to drink it too, because you don't want your teeth exposed to too much acid. You know, could cause a problem with the teeth, I think. But yeah, so yeah, things are very expensive, and the quality of the vegetables are awful, and it leaves me question about the I mean, even though you could get almost anything here in New York City, when I say New York City, I mean Manhattan, Midtown Manhattan, around there, like from the 50s to down, everything from the 50s all the way to the south part of Manhattan. You pretty much get anything. You just look for it. You'll find it in certain stores. And depending upon, the more the neighborhoods that are more catered to, you have the fresher goods. The areas that have a lot of uh, poor people, you have those mom and pop type of stores, and you're at their mercy regarding the veggies and stuff, because you may not have the power to, if they have something that's not good quality, you may not have the ability to travel to another location or the time required to go to another location. You just want to get your stuff. Yeah, that's the bad thing about New York City. Uh, so I guess if you can get your own food, grow your own food, your herbs and stuff like that, that is an option. That is an option. So anyway, I know I'm getting a little bit off the topic there. So I made the cow feet soup. So I had all those ingredients in it, and I cooked it. Yeah, I used a lot of water, to cover it, make a broth. A little bit of the yeah. It was expensive. I thought I bought uh, I bought actually two cow feet, two of them, and it came up to 30 something dollars. Yes, it did. No, oh no, maybe it was 50. And then the oxtail, yeah, you had to buy the whole thing. So they had a small, they had presented the big one. It was a long tail. I said, wow. I said, wow, that's kind of big. I didn't want that. I always saw oxtail always cut up or whatever. But this, there was the whole piece. And so I got the short one, which came up to 30 something dollars. So I wanted to blend the two, the cow feet for a lot of the gelatin in it, and then the oxtail because it has a little bit more meat, and blend the two. And so that's what I did. So I put the ingredients in it, and I put in the meat, the bones and all that, and in the pressure cooker. My Instapot had it pressure cook for what's it about an hour and 10 minutes. It could have been on high, and then I did it for an extra hour under low heat, and I sampled it. Oh, then I added a little bit more garlic powder and onion powder to it, and it was pretty good. Yeah, I wanted to put more. So I was thinking about that I might want to give my doggies, I mean, you're not supposed to give dogs garlic and things like that, but I might just give just a little bit just to get the gelatin, one little dog, just a little piece. They're protesting about their meal, their doggy meal. Yeah, they don't like the chicken. You have this kibble. It's supposed to be the top of line kibble under low bake. A lot of the kibbles is high bake, and it's harder for them to it's harder for them to digest the high bake one. When they use tremendous heat to cook the food. So I got the oven bake, and it has the freeze dried raw meat in it. The chicken flavor, they don't like that one. And they don't eat the fried, we don't the freeze dried chicken bits, the raw chicken. They don't like it. It look weird. They prefer the beef one better. Yeah, they don't like the chicken. Yeah, they were rebelling against the beef one that I was getting them for a couple of months. I guess they're bored. Um, but see, I wanted, excuse me, I wanted to give them the kibble. I used to home cook their food. And yet, some of them, my little Shih Tzu was boycotting even the cooked food. I didn't like that at all, man. She was like eating it, loving it. And then, oh, mommy, I don't feel like eating this now. And she taught the other two to how to rebel also. And that I don't like. I can get a little cranky sometimes. Yes, I did. I admit it. I got a little cranky and angry at my dogs. See, my concern is that if anything happens and I have to put my dog in a kennel, let's say I have to go away somewhere and I can't bring my dogs with me and someone has to take care of them, they're not going to have those cooked meals. They're not going to cook it. Yeah, you could make some food and bring it with them, but some things not practical. Some things are not practical. Whether it's just an overnighter, that's it's not even worth it. But if it's just like a week, and dogs, these little dogs, this one of them, they can eat. It's the other one there. The other one's outside, out in the living room. But these dogs can eat. They can. They can eat a lot, and it's expensive. The food is very, very expensive. You limited income, it costs. And then when they feel like I want to rebel and not eat, that's wasting my money. And I don't like that. I love my dogs, but I don't want to waste money. I don't. Things will be getting more and more expensive. Look at the gasoline. I don't have a car, but I was told that the gasoline went up in price. So when the gasoline goes up, everything else suffers too, and everything goes up, and now you have to pay $2 for a lemon. But they were big lemons at least. It was a big one. So there it goes. So as for the tooth, so I made the cow feet soup with a little oxtail in there. They're expensive here. Those are like the scraps, but in some communities it's so popular that it gets pricey. So I made it. I had it cooked for those hours, and it was very nice. The broth was wonderful. Yeah, it was good. So I left it in the Instapot overnight because it was just too hot to put it away, and I was a little lazy also. As I'll do it in the morning. So around 5 o'clock this morning, I portioned them into different containers, and I put in the freezer. So I just used it with the cow feet, just just enough to cover the bottom. Yeah, I still have over half of it left in the unused portions in the bag. That's in the freezer, and the oxide just a little bit. And it made, let's see, oh, about 4 weeks, about about a week, seven or eight portions. Yeah. See, this is a good way to, to do for yourself. Cook in batches. And that's what my mother used to do too. Um, yeah, she did that for years. Now she doesn't do it. Her memory and everything's compromised now. But that's what she used to do. And I think people who cook their own food live longer. Let me repeat that. I believe people who cook their own food live longer. You know what you're doing, what you're putting in that food. And I think some of these other places, they might put MSG and this other things like MSG in the food. Um, I think that messes you up. Now I do like eating out. I love my chicken and broccoli, and brown rice from those Chinese restaurants. And I had some last week. I think it was last week. Um, so yes, I make them a lot of money. And that's why I get the containers to put my batches in. Yeah, I have a whole slew of those batches. Yeah, I made them a mega money. But it's fun to eat out sometimes. But people make your own food. Cook in batches. You don't like to cook? Okay, it gets like that sometimes. But when you're in that mood, you feel like I get in the mood like I like weekend cook when I like on weekends, like in the afternoon, like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, like on Saturday. I feel like I don't know, reminiscent of things in my younger years, and I just feel at peace. And I say, hey, let me cook something. And I think that's the best time to cook when you feel relaxed and you know content. That's the best time to cook, and the food it'll taste like you're at peace. The food. Do it then. Yeah, do it then if you can. And cook in batches, and I'll put them in portions and freeze it. And when you want to have a fresh meal, you just take one out. You don't have to cook. You just reheat it. And I don't use a microwave. I haven't used a microwave in several years. Yeah, several years. I just went cold turkey on it. So I use the microwave to store my herbs and stuff like that, like a storage. Yeah, I primarily just do stove top cooking, and now with the Instapot, so I have that appliance. Yeah, yeah. Try that, people. Your health is your business. Your health is your business, people. And what does yeah, people live longer. My mother is 93 years old, and yes, she has some health issues. But who wouldn't have health issues at 93? But you notice now a lot of people are they're getting sicker at earlier ages. And I always felt this way, people. I think once I became, entered adulthood, when I say adulthood, when I was turning 18, I wasn't quite 18 yet, but I entered college and I got my first job. And I started to be introduced to different things out there because now I was in the city. So from Queens, now I went into the city, meaning Manhattan, and you see all the variety of stores and everything, and I just was getting into seeing these um, what do you call it? Not health food store, but these what do you call it? Pharmacies that had all these because now I had money to buy my own shampoo and toiletries, and I just found them interesting and about health and wellness. Yeah. So that's how it started with me. And I love the soaps, of the glycerin soaps, and I now make my own soap. Yeah, I taught myself soap making in 2014. Yeah, April of 2014, I think it was. I saw something on the internet, on YouTube, and I want to do that. I thought I was going to make it into a career, soap making. But it didn't pan out, and I gave my story about that. How, yeah, I think this world is a Truman Show. This world is a Truman Show. And I'm pretty sure people are listening to this show, even though you don't see anybody on it now. But people tap into your conversations, I believe. And I say that because some of the outcome that happens after or during one of these live videos I do, like yesterday, it kept cutting off throughout the whole thing. The whole video, live video I did yesterday morning, and I think it did that because what I wrote in the description, and it doesn't want me to give out the information about the popo. Yeah, and so it will do thing a cut off. And even when I was trying to start a new business, I do try to be proactive, but the system is trying to discourage me. But yeah, I've been proactive, trying to start a business for myself and be a productive citizen. Well, some people, they don't want to be productive. They intercept your efforts, and they prevented me from selling my soaps. I was even developing a beautiful, beautiful website. Um, it just wasn't happening. It just one disaster after another. They would say they pulled my product. I said, you can't sell. I said, what's going on? Why are you doing this? And then of course they had those call centers that answer your inquiry. Oh, you don't have enough photos. I'm thinking, man, how many pictures of a bar soap do I have to have? I mean, I disclosed everything in the product, everything. I'm that type of person. If you're an honest person, you mean no harm, put in what ingredients are in there, and that it's locally made. Well, that wasn't enough. They kept on pulling it and making other excuses. And I said, well, you say I can't sell soap? Oh, we have people who sell soap. You just need to follow. My thing was no different than the others. The other people's website on, it was eBay. And then I talked to someone by, oh, try maybe Etsy. But that was a problem. Yeah, they don't have, see, you're just starting out a business. For me to pay for the e-commerce thing portion to make it functional, a functional Etsy site, you're going to pay a lot of money. It would cost just as much. You're just starting out. The price for me to put it on and the cost to pay for that site, I would have no profit, no money. It would be like just doing it to, like flapping your wings and go nowhere. Doesn't make sense to me. That it doesn't make sense, and I wouldn't do that unless you're making some for your friends or something, and you just hey, but that wasn't happening. But yeah, um, yeah, this is like a Truman Show. This is like a Truman Show. They don't want you to. They allow certain people commerce ability to make money, just like in certain neighborhoods. Some thrive and some don't. And I think some things in my life it's always happening, like, and it doesn't matter, like, you move to a new location, you try to be positive, It follows you. Does that happen to anybody else out there? It follows you. Yeah. Certain things follow certain people. Things certain people are being tracked. Yes, certain. I know that sounds paranoid, but I'm listening to this other YouTuber, and she was talking about that being tracked. She says that she has implants in her body. I said, wow. Yes, some people may have implants. And now she's talking about that AI, artificial intelligence, is now sentient, and that they could um, combine these AIs to become a person, to become sentient, that thinking, doing. Wow. So she was really speaking out on it the other day. Yeah, really interesting. I, and if you're an outsider, it will sound foolish what's being said, but understanding, her story and understanding my story, some people are attracted, and she was saying some people are attracted because of their genetics. Their genetics. And that's what was really profound. She said some people have old genetics. And some of you may hear that you had different societies, on the planet, different civilizations. And some people have genetics from an old civilization. Some people have ET genetics. I thought that was interesting. ET genetics. And that this whole hokey pokey that's been going on for the past 2 years was to discover, because they do that nasal thing, they want to get your data slash your genetics and track down those people that have certain genetics and want to get rid of them. I wouldn't doubt that. I wouldn't doubt that. And cover it up. Why all the, for the common cold, why would you need to put something on somebody's nose that invasive? It's to do something, and it's to scare people. Scare people to believe in them, to harm them, so that they eat, or I should say, drink their own Kool-Aid of death. Yes, I know this sounds bizarre. It does sound bizarre. But look at it. Look at what's happening in your community. Who's getting sick? Who's living? Who's thriving? Who's not? Question yourself. Why are the so-called indigenous people of the planet, why aren't they thriving? And why are these new kids on the block, the new genetics, why are they thriving? Why are they favored? Why is everything you do based on what these newcomers, new kids on the block, new kids on the planet, why are they thriving? Yes, they have their skirmishes also, but nothing like the indigenous people on this planet. They they all fall into the same pattern. Black America falls into the same pattern as what's happening in Australia. This Australia, the indigenous people there, and you notice, same. They're a very dark-skinned race, and then the Africans are dark-skinned race. Why aren't they thriving? And why is that the ones that are more of a hybrid, like in the Arab speaking? Arabs are a melting pot who lost their native identity, many of them, and they seem to hate darker skinned races. Just start noticing. I mean, I've been to Egypt. I feel comfortable in Egypt. I went there when I was in the military. I was comfortable there with the people. Yeah, we look I look very similar to some, I was even, someone thought I was from Egypt in New York City. I had on a scarf on my head, and it was a North African guy, what they would call an Arab, and he was complimenting me how beautiful the women look with the scarves on, how he felt it made the women look so beautiful, and his eyes just lit up. It was a nice compliment. Um, but yeah, in some places in North Africa, a darker skinned indigenous African wants to do commerce, and he's chased away by the paler so-called Arab groups here, Arab oriented individual. It's so sad. So sad. If you just look at the bodies, especially of the women, they have an African body, very African. And it's a shame that you have a language that's introduced, Arabic, a religion that's introduced, Islam, and you can create a new people. You get a hybrid race, you change their thinking, and they'll forget their true identity and start hating where they come from. Hating people when they're reminded where they come from. If you know what I'm getting at. It's sad. Um, yeah, I know I'm a little all over the place, but life is all over. um, yeah, different things are affecting people. People are being trapped, and now that people want to destroy. They want to destroy natural, excuse it, natural humanity. So they hybridize. That seems like what the pattern is. And I hope this is recording well. They want to hybridize the native people on the planet. They hybridize it genetically. You notice what was happening in the Sudan? The Sudanese people, what they call now Northern Sudan, is hybridized with a little so-called Arab. And then they changed their psychology, and they're also Islamic primarily. And then the southern Sudan was at one point under British rule, and so they have a Christian base, and they're a purer African blood. And then the northern Sudan is invading southern Sudan and hybridizing those Sudanese people. They're washing away their DNA, their true African DNA, with the with the so-called Arab. And they were singling out the darker skinned women and raping them to have hybrid babies. And with that hybridization, when that occurs, and it's a man raping a woman, that the man is so-called Arab, the offspring would be classified as Arab in that world. Yeah, it's to alter and control of people, removing the native identity, native culture, native language, native religion. The indigenous people, it's not a religion, it's a lifestyle. It's not found in the book. Africans, true Africans, don't use books. They don't write these ceremonies and lifestyle in books. It's all, they don't have to, because they just go with the flow of nature, and the purpose behind why they do what they do is enough for them. And it kept them going. They are a natural based people. Civilization is about synthetica. I call it synthetica. It's a synthetic world, synthetic people, hateful people. They're by hate. They're about destruction of the earth, about wellness and medicine. You notice in the natural medicines, they call it like voodoo medicine. These people are the beginning of humanity. Or I should say the beginning of the life of the planet. They had remedies for wellness. And then they replaced it with so-called civilization medicines, which is designed to hurt you. I used to live in the West Indies, and I was a new kid on the block there, and the people would come over to the room that I worked in, and they would share with me openly. They wanted me to know, hey, my family, we had these remedies, and we did this and that. They were very happy to share these things with me. And I thanked them for the things that they were telling me. I mean, I don't remember the details, but they just wanted to share. They had pride in what they did. Natural remedies. And you know, in the West, and they are strong people. Look at those West Indian people. They got perfect straight teeth. Perfect straight teeth. Yeah, I had friends from the West Indies, They had all, especially the so-called poor of the island. Different people moved to different islands, whatever. And I noticed the poorer people, the so-called poorer islands, non-U.S. Ruled islands in the Caribbean, they had the best teeth. The best teeth. And I think it's because of the produce they eat. They eat a lot of food with a lot of minerals in it. And it strengthens the body. And they have straight teeth. And my teeth could be a little problematic, crowding on the bottom teeth. Yeah. And yeah, that's and I think that was a lack of um, you know, food that's compromised, Yankee food. It's processed food, so the nutrient value is not as strong. You might have a lot of food, but it's not the quality. I think the food in North America is tampered with, and it's losing its vitality. The food here in North America, the so-called civilized societies, is compromised and it lost its vitality. Look at the people in America. Why? You notice all these I was getting all these commercials or advertisement for getting braces, get the Invisalign. Don't you notice that? All these Americans with crowded teeth. Why? Because the food lost its vitality. You got to get this, people. The food lost its vitality. And so it doesn't have the nutrients to grow. So maybe the teeth grows, but the jawbone doesn't develop quickly enough for the teeth. And so you get crowded teeth. Crowding. Yeah. So it's telling you something. You need to get in touch with that land and rich soil. And if you can grow your food. I try to grow food in this apartment. It didn't work, but sprouting. You can do sprouting. You're in a glass jar. Get the seeds. You fill up with water. Let it soak overnight, depending on the type of seed, or for a few hours. Drain out the water, and then every day, you keep it moist, and boom, you get sprouts. Sprouts are nice to eat. Yeah, maybe I should make some today. Do some sprouting. Get some of your minerals and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, this transition from the natural world and the synthetic world has been going on for 6,000. I think that's what the book of Genesis is all about the transition from the natural world to synthetica, and for make being ashamed of your body. You know, the African is not ashamed of their body. The women go topless. It's not sexual to go topless, or for women to go topless. It's practical. See, the African, the true African, is practical and respects their body and respects nature. The breasts are for feeding your baby. They're for feeding your baby. They're strong. The natural African is strong. And you see now a lot of these natural, what do you call it, indigenous people, indigenous genetic people are now ashamed of their color. They're using bleach creams for their skin. How stupid. So they can look like their invader. Horrible. The indigenous wants to be an invader. They're not natural to the system here. They're not natural. They're not. And they want you to shame of your body. People start embracing natural or native. Embrace it. Embrace your nativehood. Embrace it. Embrace your curly hair. No matter what you have, embrace what you have, what genetics you have. No matter what your genetics are, embrace what you have. Yeah, you have to. You have to. So yeah, this is a Truman world, all right. People watching over you, those cameras watching over you, and now being told that AI is now sentient and could be around you. AI. It was really weird. It was a weird topic. This YouTuber was talking about, but I think she's on the money with it. And yes, I think it is going to be a war. Yes, I told you earlier that what I saw during a meditation session. The crocodile face man and body, yeah, wearing the robe, the red robe. So he was the head honcho. All the others in the robes were dark color, and they looked like humans, Caucasian humans, I think they were. And but that one wearing red was the reptile one. Looked like a crocodile face. People, these things are real. These things are real. And they are ruling the planet. They work, it's a damn shame that these humans are collaborating with these reptiles. David Icke was correct. I know he sounds crazy. And when I first learned of him about 20 years ago, I just listened to him for entertainment purposes. It was just an entertainment subject. Not that it was real. He is correct what he's talking about. You have these beings, and they're invading your world, want to change the land. You notice when civilization comes in, it takes over the natural, and you get this concrete jungle. They know that you need trees and everything for the oxygen and all that. Buildings don't breathe. They don't provide you anything. And they don't build to really last. They build, because see, it's a fear-based system. And so they make the streets crumble. When you have winter, you use the salt so you don't slip. But it eats away the ground. And you have these giant potholes, and then you have to repair your car. So it's a selfish-based system. It's a selfish system. It's not a loving system. And the hospital,
They don't want to work in the hospital. They're not about health. Modern medicine is not about health. It's about creating disease and making you dependent and dependent on the new witch doctor. These witch doctors wearing their white lab coats. Those are the um, modern civilization's witch doctor. They are wicked. And I used to work in a WIC office, and when a child saw the white coat, they would scream. Yeah, I don't blame them. They're plastic. They're plastic people. Plastic. They some doctors are in the know with the jab, and they spoke out, and then they vilified these doctors. Yeah, this AI, this computer, they got you used to the computer, and to make you dependent on it. And people make money now for the internet now I'm bombarded with advertisement. Oh, start a business online, start a business online. Oh, make money, you don't have to even work, it makes money for you, blah 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 blah. Why all the interest now in going on the computer? They want you dependent on this computer. And I think this YouTuber was saying that they can send out certain impulses over your device. And there is a movie that talks about this that came out not too long ago. I think it came out in 2016. And the people were at the airport, and they were all on their cell phones, and then they got zapped with the device, and they became zombies. I know that's an extreme, but what if, okay, it doesn't make you a zombie right away, but what if it's doing something to your system? Well, remember the other day I did the video about the little child, might have been 5, 6 years old, and had a temper tantrum because the mother wouldn't let him use this cell phone. It was one of those smartphones where it's making your kid dumb. And the kid was fighting, biting, punching, kicking, pulling the hair of the mother, and the father's right there. I presume it's the father, and didn't intervene. And the child called me names you wouldn't believe. I was shocked. But the secret behind that is those kids' parents. Those are probably the parents, and that's how the father talks to the mother. Horrible. But here they're acting like virgins, virgin minds. But the kid is probably learning those potty mouth from them. They were from the islands. Horrible. But they act all innocent. Oh, we don't hit our kid. Oh, brother, but you do everything else in front of that kid. Kid's confused. Obvious the mother allows the kid to use the phone. That's why the kid is addicted. Keep your children away from those phones. Just like you wouldn't want your child to drive a car, your Mercedes, don't let your kid use that phone. You keep that away because the kids are getting addicted. And if your kid got the, my opinion, I'm not a doctor, but just an opinion I wanted to share that if your kid got the jibber jab in the arm and then go on the device, it could be activating them for violence. You notice now all these people are getting violent. The kids are violent. The kids don't respect adults. They are hardcore. And this little child looked like the perfect angel because I was admiring the child. Oh, my phone's this tablet is sometimes when I'm talking on this device, it's like an echo occurs. I think it's sending off an impulse. It almost sounds like an echo when I'm talking. It's really weird. It happens. Does that ever happen to you? You're like talking in your device, you're doing a video, and then something happens, and it's like a weird feedback that's bouncing off of you. It's really weird. It's real subtle, but I notice it immediately when it happens. Yeah, I think that it's being um, listened to. That some that like it's tapping onto my device to listen. That's what I think. I think my channel is being monitored. Yes, my channel is being monitored. It hasn't moved a budget, it haven't budged in uh, what do you call it? People, what do you call it? The members, get subscribers. It's just stuck for years. Yeah, same channel I had for years, and it's not budging. And people aren't getting their notification. They told me. See, yes, this channel is being squashed. See, I'm saying it. They're not pulling my channel. Well, they have warned me. They pulled certain videos and um, um, put me on probation for 1 or 2 weeks. This happened several times. Yeah, they don't want me to talk about what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's a takeover, and they want to take over your health. Have your kids fight you, and yeah, kids could be triggered. That kid got triggered. See, these movies are really telling the truth. That movie that came out in 2016 or 2015, and they sent out an impulse on the devices, and they went mad, and they were eating each other. It was awful, but I think that's what's happening. And in this big city, the area where I live, there's more fighting now. So here, like with in the black community here in these large cities, you notice now when the summer hits that a lot of black people get violent. So I'm a black woman, born and raised there, and I'm not trying to sound prejudiced against my own. I'm just stating the fact. When summer months hit in these urban jungles, they get violent and they just start shooting each other. But for whatever reason, they don't protest these shootings. They just get all depressed. But God forbid if it's a cop that shoots a so-called unarmed person, even though this person might have had a long rap sheet, a real scum of the neighborhood. Oh, they just rally to their the person's aid. They rally and they destroy their own neighborhood. Start noticing. Yeah, there's more riffraff in my neighborhood. Shooting. I told you about that there was a shooting, and it sounded like right in front of my building, right there on that street. It's too close for comfort. Why all the melee? If you got the president that you want, the so-called liberal, you notice under his administration, you got all these black folk in these positions. But you notice when they get more of us in there, the more corrupt it gets. I'm being honest. Yeah, you get a move in a community that has a black mayor or black governor, you better get out of there. Yeah, I think New York now has a black governor. I gotta check again. But yeah, we have a black mayor, and I'm ashamed to say it like that, but it's true. They use these black folks to do evil in that neighborhood. I think a lot of these black people are members of organizations. See, they cloak behind uh, different ethnic groups. They say, "Oh, we've got to remember that with Obama. Oh, a black man. Oh, he's going to be a good person." Well, he wasn't. He didn't help anything within the black community. But see, the cloak is this black skin, and the cloak is that he's going to service the minority community. No, he didn't. He's well, we see what he promoted. And that's also a big thing here in New York City. They held something over the weekend, and the Alphabet Soup community had a venue all for themselves at the pier. And so I think it's all by invite. And they had the security guards here when they were setting up. They were setting up the day before. And that they told me about the Alphabet Soup is going to be there. And then I went back the next day to see if the thing was finished setting up, and they were still setting up. And I asked to get about it, and this time they didn't say about that the Alphabet Soup. They just said, "Oh, it's the what word did they use? The center. I think that's what the center. Well, center of what? Yeah. See, they're afraid to give the name now because they must have got a pushback on it. That is a Alphabet Soup gathering. They are so bold here. Um, and New York City has a lot of black people. So why not with the so-called Juneteenth? Why didn't we have a venue in these? We got the numbers. There are more black people than the people who consume the alphabet soup. And when Obama was coming into office the first time, man, for the first time I saw these black people at the voting center. I said, why didn't know we had a lot of black people in this neighborhood? Yeah. So where are they? See that? So they're promoting things about certain appetites / perversions. That's they want to push in your face, and somehow to get funded to have these venues. It's embarrassing. I'm angry about it. They get more uh, space and venue and money for their activities, but not yours. And it seems like a lot of blacks are being groomed for to become alphabet soup consumers. No longer chicken soup anymore. They're not promoting chicken soup, but the alphabet soup. Wow. They're getting favors, like Obama. He got favors, and they put him in positions. Yeah, that's why I think it's catering to some of them. I think this one YouTuber was saying that the AI it could alter the way you think. And I just look in my neighborhood. You see all these chocolate alphabet soup people, but they're not in their right mind, and they don't dress in their right mind. They are walk like zombies, disheveled. It's not about having a preference of what type of soup you like. It's about behavior and what you're being groomed for. This artificial world where artificial hood is being promoted and natural living is being kicked out the window. Natural living. Here, an indigenous man wanted to become an alphabet soup participant. It doesn't match. It doesn't match. And I think it's that AI. And they're popping. They look crazy. And a neighbor of mine told me that there's this activity. Yeah, and the activity seems to be focused on this one particular block where the shooting, I'm not supposed to say where the bang bang was occurring. Yeah, it's getting closer and closer. Yeah, they are activating these, I'm going to call them the chocolate kisses. Yeah, these chocolate people and maybe a little bit of caramel is being used to destabilize your community. So when they start getting in chocolate kisses to, government positions, get ready, baby. They're going to go on turbo power, turbo power, and it's going to happen in a city near you. Yeah? Don't you notice all throughout the past 2 years, um, which community was being activated? The chocolate kisses community. And with the alphabet soup people and the uh, bagel people, yeah, they're all working together to make that gumbo to destroy a city near you. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Yeah. So what I was saying earlier, I made that soup, with the cow feet and the oxtail. So I want to build up my tooth, heal it. Also, they suggest, Dr. Daniel suggested, drink a lot of water. Drink the, what do you call it, what do you call it, purified water, what do you call it, distilled water. So I had 2 cups already. I have to drink my other 2 cups. And I put a pinch of salt in it, under my tongue too. Yeah, I'll do that also. But they said drink a gallon a day to flush out the toxins. So you're doing the treatment of the tooth with the castor oil, we call that oil, that other oil, turpentine, natural turpentine. Just 2 drops on the cotton and apply it on the tooth. Yeah, I got to do that. I don't want to lose my tooth. I don't want to lose it. So yeah. So the fish. I mean the bones. Suck the bone, get the marrow, connective tissue, healing the tooth. Yeah, yeah. I want to do that for me. I, you know, your health is your responsibility, not the doctor's. So I was a typical patient. I gave them all the glory. I saw them as God. I really did. That they were the God. Well, they're the devil. They are the devil. In this society here, they're devils. And they act really bizarre. I'm a veteran and I go to the VA hospital for, it's so-called free. And I'm wondering what's in my report. Some of the doctors, it's the women, the Ashkenazi women, are real something. I mean, unpleasant to everybody. And they're angry at something. Yeah, they don't like certain people. And don't trust some of them, even when they, like my doctor adopted an Ethiopian child. Oh, isn't that nice? The little Ethiopian girl to program them. I was angry at my doctor, said something very forward of a racial issue. I mean, just because you adopted one, you're not one of us. And it was forward what you said, and it really offended me. And just when I think about it, and it sounds innocent, but it's not innocent. And it was like a fakery, like she's like um, getting in tune with me, identifying with me. No, she's an Ashkenazi, and I am who I am, a Black American woman. And I don't care how many children she adopts. But I confront, I told her over the phone. I was just dumbfounded when she said what she said. I said to myself, did she just say what she said? And the scripture says, well, she has a Ethiopian child, and she tells me, that I mean, I don't feel comfortable with being the only one. because she's around probably a lot of white people. It's when things like that. It's to, um, they did that with Indians also, Native American Indians, and having them be adopted out by white folk. So you lose the identity, lose their language, their religion, all that. And the Aborigines of Australia they did the same thing. Destabilize, make them trusting of these Euros. So you wouldn't want to hurt them because that's your mommy or daddy now. But it's affecting you. And the community doesn't like you. So yeah, I told my doctor that I didn't approve her of a comment, and she explained it. Yeah, I said okay, okay, all forgotten. I can't forget. And she even said, if you want a new doctor, you never know. Maybe I had her for over 25 years. This doctor, and is it going to really make a difference? I had a so-called black Latina doctor, just as stupid, maybe even dumber. Where do they get these doctors? Where do they get these doctors? It's really problematic in New York City. Now it's like a flow of all these foreign doctors. And I'm not, this is not hate speech. My point of saying is not for hate speech, but noticing the trends. They do not hire, they do not, they do not, um, they do not groom American blacks to become doctors. Are there black doctors out there, American doctors? Sure they are. Not that many. New York City is being overlooked for American black doctors. The majority of the doctors are from Asia. The majority of the doctors are from Asia. Asian students. From abroad, not even American citizens. When you have a foreigner treating you and a local person, they don't look at you the same. And they don't care about your health. They care about getting their check, paying off their student loans and all that. And they look at you like you're crazy, like you're diseased. They don't really like you. They're afraid of you, actually. I don't know what they're learning about with black people. They don't like you. They don't like you in the VA office. You get a doctor, it's going to be an Asian person, mental health provider, if it's a doctor, an Asian person. It used to be all Ashkenazi at one time. Now that it's the new phase. They still have the Ashkenazis. But now there's a large number of new people from Asia, foreign doctors, uh, managing and native-born people. It's not the same. You're not going to be treated the same. You're not going to get the same health care. So people like Dr. Daniels is a native-born black American woman, and they kicked her out of the country. They pulled her license, and she was forced. Then they put her on the TERRORIST list. Yes, they did. So yes, empower yourself, your health. Be your doctor. Read things for your wellness. So I would say first, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not trying to give medical advice, but just my opinion. That eat the right food for your body. Cook your own food. People who cook their own food live longer. People who cook their own food live longer. I'm wondering what they're doing to that food when you go to these places. You have an angry person making your food. With that anger, you're going to be eating. You cook your own food. In some places you cook with love. Well, there might be something to it. So yes, so I'm gonna. So I made the stew, the cow feet, oxtail, soup with the uh, uh, fresh onions, fresh or parsley, fresh garlic, paprika, a little salt, a little pepper, you know, all these things. Turmeric also, turmeric, coriander powder, all these things, richness. Oh, celery, fresh celery. Yeah, red pepper, red bell pepper. And yes, food for your soul, baby. You know, food, feed your body what it needs. Listen to your body. My body's saying something. I've been doing a lot of walking and my tendons are very tender. It gets stiff, stiff, stiff. Yeah, when you get older, your body just gets stiffer. I was never stiff like this. Yeah, they took for arthritis. I don't have any of those markers according to the blood test. But I gotta do something. See, when your body gets really stiff, your knees get stiff, you're prone to tears in those joints. So I gotta, limber up and drink my water too, my distilled water. Flush out the toxins. Put that castor oil patch with the turpentine on it, on the affected tooth, to heal the tooth, to build up the tooth, to remove the decay that might be in there. Yeah, so I better drink my water, finish drinking my water for the morning. Yeah, I'll drink it in 4 portions. Yeah. So what else now? What I want to talk about? Yeah, talk about health for a big part of this conversation. Oh, the popo report. The popo report. Yeah, I went yesterday. I got there early, and yeah, there's a lot of security, high security. They check your ID several times, even though you have a picture of this, like this tag, this sticker that you have to put on your body. They take a photo of you, and so you have to walk on with your photo on the sticker, and they still ask to see your ID. You see, they want your data, they want you, they want to know who's coming in, but yet we're not safer. Why aren't we safe? They're looking for somebody. They're looking for somebody. They want to document everybody. Why? Why? Yet they don't get the criminal. See that it's overkill, and it's spending money. It's spending more money for something that cameras up the ass, all over. But yet they don't get the bad guy. They don't know how to get the bad guy. So I went in there, one police plaza, and um, I got the report. And let me talk about this. Let me put the camera down. My thing is this. I'm holding the camera. I'm sorry. Oh, let me just position myself. Boy, my hands were hurting holding this thing up. Okay. So what happened now with the report? Yeah, I didn't have my glasses on at the time. I had the wrong glasses, eyeglasses. But what I got from it, they spelt my name wrong. Okay, why did that happen? I mean, they took my ID, so they had my name. Yeah, I wonder should I get the thing. I wonder should I read it. What I gather from it, the report is mostly about me, my demographics. If I were arrested before, my back, yeah, my race, my if any convictions and things like. What I thought I was the victim. I'm the one that brought the cop. And only one small section of the perpetrator who assaulted me had a name, first and last name, but nothing about her. It didn't have her address. where she's living. What? Why? It didn't have it, but it had me. Like I'm a, like I was the criminal. And they had a brief description of the incident. And he lied and said that I was pushed, that the lady pushed me. No, she hit me in my chest. And I said it like that. She hit me in my chest. Oh, she just pushed you. No, she hit me in my chest hard. I said, I'm in pain. These creatures, these creatures are lying on people, getting and requesting my ID. Did she had to show her ID? They didn't arrest her. She wasn't arrested. They should have her data on that form. She gets off scot-free. No address. They did have the name of the female. And I'm going to check her name on social media, that piece of shit. They didn't have, because the cops said, oh, she's schizophrenic. And why didn't they have that in the report? That a lady had an episode, she didn't take up the blah, blah, blah. But they telling me one thing, and they put something else on something else. Yeah, don't trust some of these minority cops either. Yeah, they had a Hispanic lady, looked like the type from the islands, and she was very rude to me. Where's the blood? Where's the blood? Because I said, I'm hurt. She hit me in my chest really hard. I'm in pain. Well, I don't see any blood, but I have a big jacket on. Of course you're not going to see blood. I have a jacket on. And then this is supposed to be, they have an acronym. It's supposed to serve, what was that? CPR, to care, protect, and respect. Something like that. CPR. They're not doing CPR. They're doing hate, hate, hate. Yeah, they didn't care about me. They didn't show that they cared about me. I got the cops right away. They didn't say in the report that she attacked 2 other people. And I don't know what to do. See, the cops protect other cops. And, they don't even, I don't even think even gave the race of the lady. But they're going to say about my race? It's called lying. It's called lying. Lying. And getting my ID to see if I'm the criminal. Like I'm some criminal. Watch out, people. You're gonna call a cop because you, black person or mixed blood person, got assaulted by these creatures that are probably these creatures that have maybe AI in them, and they're being triggered. That lady was triggered, and she attacked 2 other people. Coincidence, the other person that got attacked is a black person, an elderly black man. We're in a predominantly white area, and somehow she's able to find us. That's what it's about. This poor, and they probably knew it and wanted to protect her. They were really nice to her, wanted to protect her, but vilified me. Curse be on those people involved, those cops, including that female cop, you fucking witch. Yeah, I say it like that. These are witches and warlocks of destruction. Wearing a blue uniform called the COP. And they are out there in big cities to destroy you. Yet there are black people who are innocent, who mind their business, who are productive citizens, who pay their taxes, and we are protected and we're not liked. And then they allow these blacks who are hokey pokeyed in the arm, who are demon possessed, to control your neighborhood, to destroy your neighborhood, to put, like I talked about earlier in the stream, live stream, an energy gradient to agitate that community. Yeah, I was angry. I was so angry after getting the report. Yeah, I really should look at it more in detail. I didn't have my eyeglasses, so it was hard for me to read. But it seemed like the whole thing was on me and not the perpetrator. It didn't say that they said to, or it might have said about the hospital. But it didn't say why. About at least I didn't read it in there, about her schizophrenia. They should have important documents like that, because it's making it look like, oh, just some black lady got shoved. No, I didn't get shoved. I got hit in the chest. She didn't use her fist. She used the balls of her hand, near the wrist, and then whammo. I was in such pain. These creatures. Yeah, may that those people involved who lied in the report, may justice serve upon them. May they reap what they sow, sevenfold times sevenfold times seven, over and over again. Yes, may they reap what they sowed upon me and anybody else that they did this to. And may that creature receive what she got, what she did to me, sevenfold times sevenfold, etc., etc., etc. Yes, keep them bound and shackled so that they don't harm anybody else. So they don't harm anybody else. So that no more victims of their evil, parasitic activity. Yes, I speak those words and they be activated right now and set it out in the universe upon those officers and perpetrator. May they reap what they sow instantly. Now, I activate. Yes. Yeah, that's what happened. They did that to me and caused me a lot of harm. And people being activated. I think she was activated, that lady. That lady was activated. They're doing this in this beautiful city. This is a beautiful city. And yes, they're trying to, it's being destabilized so quickly now. I feel it. And the YouTuber would say, hey, get out of New York City. I think they're right. I think they're right. Yeah, it's not safe. See, America is it is the true third world in its connotations because it's backwards. They want concrete jungle, but not the real thing. They're like synthetica. It's an immature, childlike spirit. It's a greedy spirit, like that child that was acting out a couple of days ago. The child that was out of control, 5, 6-year-old, because he didn't get the phone, so he was beating up his mother, and called me some horrible words. Unreal. Yeah, when you don't get your fix, you get angry, and that's what New York City is like now. An angry, selfish child. Angry, selfish, horrible concrete jungle, but real jungles of harmony and relative peace are they popo. Yeah, this is sad. Quite sad. Yeah, it's very sad. I wish things were better for all of us. This beautiful Friday. This is Friday, New York City. I love New York City. I love the people. When I walk around the street now, somebody look at some of the people, and real wholesome New Yorkers, typical, wholesome New Yorkers. We actually can be very kind. We help people. Some people open the door for me. Some things are really good about us, but it's gotten corrupted. I'm gonna miss New York if I decide to leave. I'm very sad, very sad. Yeah. So what's the other thing I wanted to talk about? Is that I talked about the health, about the popo. Oh, religion, religion. Yeah, religion is a program. I've mentioned this before. It's a program. And I was watching this program on YouTube. This religious Ashkenazi community, um, or ultra Orthodox. Now they have a branch of this Hasidic movement. Um, I forget the name, but honey, wow! I went. It was very sad. Um, you have innocent people in that religion, in the Hasidic movement. They're just religious people. They study the scripture. They do the rituals, but it's a bondage. In my opinion, it's a bondage. It's not freedom. God does not produce bondage. A true God. It's about wholesome living. It's about nature. Nature is the God force we should be tied to, not what's on a piece of paper. And remember, I talked about this channel. It's called Farsight. It's an organization. They are remote viewers, and they have a website and they have a YouTube channel. And they talked about certain you know beings that invaded the planet. Yeah, they talked about ETs and the hybrid, people who are mixed with human and ET, and some of these so-called gods or the hybrids of those mixtures. And they're just causing havoc and perversion, sexual perversion, a lot of them. The Zeus character was a pervert, according to them. But yeah, look at all the things with Zeus. What is he wearing? There's a toga. So this guy that like being naked and violating people, women. And you remember I showed yeah, I didn't upload it. Um, I have this body cam, and there's a at the entrance of Central Park on the west side, the southwest side of the park, Columbus Circle area. There's a statue, these seagoers, and it has a man in a weird position. He's sitting down, like he looks like the statue of the thinker, but he's like his back is turned to this lady, and he looks like he has his nose right by his underarm pit. It's really weird, and it's not a natural man. That sculpture is not of a natural man, and I get the perception that he is a man that likes alphabet soup, and is sitting next to a woman consoling a child, and I think the child is a boy child. little one, and up in front is a little child, male child. They're all naked with a little thing covering their private, with kneeled down, or kneeled on one leg, and with his clenched fist up in the air. What is that all about? I think these are the gods messing with little children, and the man, not a natural man, maybe why is that child crying? Oh, because of that pervert of a man doesn't like the natural woman, doesn't like natural acts, probably violating these children. Yeah, these Abrahamic religions, Zeus religion, they all into that wild living, wild people, perversions. So this YouTube video I was watching yesterday was exposing the activities of this particular denomination within the ultra orthodox Hasidic community, and they have this new branch, I guess, within the Hasidic movement. I mean, it's something else. See, I'm mentioning this because it could be, you could just put any other label on it. This one just so happened to be this particular branch in Hasidic, the Hasidic faith, but it could be Christian religions, any religion. They all drink the same Kool-Aid. They call it a different name, you know, but the outcome is still the same. So they somehow, well, um, they had a few families, and this one guy in particular got on the wrong bus, and the guy on the bus said, "Hey, well, we're going to such and such. Why don't you join us?" So he joined their cult. It was a cult. You have these three guys that are head of it, and they was in Quebec, and they were moving to a new location. Yeah, they're all over. These people network all over. Again, any religion could be used. It's the intent of the individual. It's the intent of these Abrahamic faith religions. And they were leaving Quebec for another location for religious freedom, and in the middle of nowhere. So they built these shacks, like a tin roof, this makeshift wooden outside. It was, oh, and they don't get air conditioning in the summer. Only the leader has air conditioning, and they live in squalor. That the kids on the, I mean, not even black people in America live like that. It looked nasty. That little child, a toddler, a baby, like a 9, 10 month old, sitting on the dirt with toys, these plastic toys, but in dirt, holes in their side. They really look horrible. And there was a torn fence. They were like right behind a torn fence. It looked really unsanitary. And word got out about them. This group, yeah, it's run by like three guys, and they have their wives, and they have truckload of kids, a lot of kids, and they get married at 16. Um, so that's 6 years of age, and some of the guys, they want them to marry early too. Early. And I got the impression that they moved to locations where they could marry as early as possible. And so part of this branch moved to Central America. So they moved to these areas. Oh, what country was it? I don't want to give wrong information. But it was a country in Central America. And I wonder, why are they there? They're not of that heritage. They don't speak that language. And they're not allowed to learn Spanish. They just have to learn. What was that language? Was it just Hebrew? Yeah, they learn the Hebrew. Yeah, and everything. Part of me admires that. Whatever your faith system is, that they want to go out the way and have them learn their foundation, so that the little boys learn Hebrew, the alphabet, and they learn how to read. Um, so that learn how to read is fine, and learn how to speak your language is fine. But it's everything in between that is problematic. They have to memorize the whole thing. They what was that, from 7 o'clock to I think 9 o'clock in the evening is their school. So it's all day, all day. It's a program. And someone they were interviewed by reporters, and the kid just gave like a blank look, like what are you interested in doing for a living or something. Just a basic question, trying to find out who they are, what they're interested in. And it's like a blank look on their face, like duh. Even the scriptures say all this studying makes the body grow weary. Yeah, studying, and they're just worried. They're being programmed. It's a program, and they're just in stupor. See, it's good for any society to train the people to be able to function as a productive citizen of that community. But when it becomes cult like and you can't think, then that's a problem. And they can't do things. They're just there. They can't go outside. And the women are just there to be breeders. Yes, a lot of these women are just there for breeding and cooking the food. And that's it. And they're not allowed to take off their socks. People. They say, oh, we have to be modest. They wear like what those people in the Saudi Arabia wear, those black outfits. They're all covered. That's what they wear. I mean, you can see their face, but everything else is covered in this black robe. They said, well, who, and I think the lady that was interviewing them was a Jewish woman. And they said, well, why you wear what you wear? He says, oh, modesty. I said, well, but who decided on wearing the black? Oh, we did. Oh, we decided we wanted to wear black. I doubt it. I doubt that. They programmed the lady to make them think, oh, that is their idea. But it's not. I don't swallow that. And they all have to cover up every part of their body, but they can show their face. And so modesty, but even modesty in front of their husband, alone when they're alone with their husband, modesty, and they're not allowed to show the feet, so they have to wear socks 24/7, and they were getting this mold and fungus on their feet, because probably the moisture, whatever, the feet can't breathe, and it's causing them sickness. So modesty, religion's supposed to serve you. Religion, hello viewers, yes, hello viewers, yes, I'm talking about religion right now. Yeah, religion's supposed to serve you. When you have to serve religion, you become its slave, and these ultra orthodox um, Hasidic group in Canada, um, it's a subgroup, and it's run by these three people. At least that branch had three people, three guys, and they're corrupt. And they like one guy was invited in, and again in the Hasidic movie, you're not supposed to have the internet. They said, oh well, it's okay here because we're doing this to raise money. But the guy raised money for himself. He didn't even share with the other people. That one new guy, they said, oh, well, of course. And he meant, he said, of course, I'm just taking it for myself. So they're going to say that say religion, yet you have to do it because of the religious laws, but they're going to break them when it's convenient to. Oh yeah, one of them had lied. One of the children lied. Um, what was it? Wait a minute, I'm trying to remember. It was something innocent. He was hungry, I think, and they punished him. They were stripping the children and beating them. They were beating the children. Yeah, I hope you guys could hear me with this. Yeah. They were beating the children with a stick. And it said the shame of being stripped was more hurtful than the actual physical pain of getting whipped. Yeah, the place looked like a shambles. Why is these religious people, when it gets so ultra religious, why do they become dirty, dress dirty, live in squalor? It would look horrible. Yeah, I was interested in Judaism right after my father passed. It's going on 13 years, his death. Yeah, I had a severe identity crisis. I went to school with a lot of Ashkenazis, my college, and I had a possible Jewish ancestry. Uh, one parent had a maiden name. They had a Ashkenazi maiden name, and I was told that Eastern European, Russian background from that branch. So I just thought, oh, okay, you must have been a Jewish person from Eastern Europe. You have that name, and I wanted a sense of community. And in that school, they were highly connected and very community oriented, and I liked the structure. I liked the modesty. And so I wanted to I investigated it. I went and visited a Shabbat. I'm sorry. Chabad organization down the road, just for the summer. Oh, I enjoyed it, and I thought I wanted to convert to ultra, Orthodox Judaism. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't. But I share this because I want to be real and open. So um, I understand in part. I pursued, I sat with them, I studied with them. And certain aspects I really like about it. But it's that undercurrent, that occulted part. Um, like when you go to the store, I went to buy kosher food on the Upper West Side. And the thing looked, oh, I don't know, people. You got to hear this. I mean, I went in, I was there for the whole summer and even past the summer because I was still interested in it. And I went to the Upper West Side to buy kosher food, and the store looked awful. It had spoiled food right out. It looked horrible. It wasn't being, the refrigeration wasn't working. It looked like poop. I never saw a store in the black community that looked as bad. This was beyond awful. Beyond, I said, this is kosher? And they're going to eat this? Hello, people. Religion kills. Because religion is artificial. It's not, nature is the real God behind it because it's about balance. This supermarket was not balanced. It was corrupt in its produce, could get people sick. And I mean, because see, you have the religious Jewish community, and then you have the uh, unreligious Jews that are into capitalism, about making money and having nice things. They are two separate people. You have those who are brainwashed in the religion of orthodoxy, extreme orthodoxy, and then you have the non-religious who are into the bling bling. Two completely different. And when I saw that, because see, I wanted to be holy, I thought, oh, I want to be so holy, closer to God. I still believed in Jesus back then. Yeah, back then I was a Christian, and Jesus was a Jew. He was Orthodox, but how they play it. See, Jesus was about the character of the Bible that is said to be Jesus was someone who was trying to wake up the community that he lived in, that they were corrupt minded, like many are of today, and to wake up and to stop acting foolish and use common sense. Use common sense. And these people who are so brainwashed, they're corrupt in their mind. The women are oppressed, and they're like modern day slavery. It is modern day slavery in that in some of these ultra orthodox. They could, as I said, they're not allowed to take off their socks in bed. They have to be covered at all times for modesty for the husband. And then they're getting mildew on the toes, and they have to get it treated. It could get a foot infection, an amputation. You could get in your blood system and kill you. People, wake up. Women, you religious women, wake up. And you even have black people trying to call themselves the Hebrew Israelites, and we want to feel holy. It's not holy. There's nothing holy about it when it goes against nature and common sense. Why would you want to go out with a guy who can have multiple girlfriends and infect you with AIDS? You want that, women? Get your own fucking job and support yourself. Don't get in these cults. It's a cult, and these guys were getting really corrupt. Yeah, the Orthodox. Yeah, let me go back with the Orthodox, the Hasidic cult. I forget the name of this cult within the Hasidic movement. It's a separate branch, and they're in Canada, they're in the U.S., and they're in Central America. They're all over, and they asked the reporter asked, well, if you're not working, how do you get money? They said, oh, we get donations. And when I was uh, studying amongst them, the Orthodox movement in New York City, they go around panhandling. I shouldn't say panhandling. Excuse me. They go door to door sometimes, or in establishments they have a can. It says, donations for such and such. A lot of times they say the money is for such and such. It doesn't go there. It goes in their pocket. And that's what happened with this particular cult. That they were raising $400,000. Some of these people donate a lot of money to them. See, also in the Judaism, Orthodox Judaism, they have this thing. I forget the term. It's like when you give a blessing to someone. It's a mikvah. It's wait a minute. Mikvah, or what's a mitzvah? There are two words that sound similar, and they're two separate things. One is mitzvah, and one is mikvah. I get confused from the term, but it's one that means blessing. One means a water bathe, and one is about doing a blessing. That's the commandment, to bless other people, and giving. So you see a lot of um, Orthodox Jews give money, like money to get a bench in Central Park, or a plaque on the wall in these buildings and stuff. Yeah, they're doing what they call a mitzvah, and it's like a brownie point for God. It's nice to give, I don't want to poo-poo it, but that's part of it, that they want God to see and it's like getting a brownie point for God. And so they give to these. Also, it's a if the organization is not for profit, so that it's a tax write off. So they can give money, get a tax write off on it, and helping God in the same same breath. So they give lots of money and raise $400,000. They don't have to work. They just kind of it's a cult. And so you may have Jews who are in the secular world making a lot of money, um, and maybe guilt because of the Holocaust that they survived and things. So they use a lot of guilt upon them and why they should give and help out these other guys who aren't doing a thing to really help the community, but produce robots. They're producing robots upon them. Robots. They're not healthy, and they're not mentally sound. Many of them. It was really sad. Yeah, so they're making money, and they didn't use it to help the people there at the commune. And one of them admitted that he pocketed the whole money. He went on the internet, which was illegal to do in that community, but it's okay if it's to help somebody themselves. Yeah, it's a lot of I can do it, but not you. And then one of the kids, teenagers, saw this and said, there's something wrong here. He started waking up. Some of them are starting to wake up from their slumber. They started to see inconsistencies, and one of them was murdered. You had a guy, the one that was recruited, and he got married or something. Yeah, he had a wife and a kid, two kids, and he got sick, and they said, look, we need to send him to the hospital, and they said no. I'm wondering whether the guy was poisoned. But he got progressively worse, and then finally he's on his last leg. And he said, okay, you could send to a hospital now. But by the time he got to the hospital, it was too late. They didn't allow the kid, the teenager, to uh, say goodbye to his father on his deathbed. Awful, and the father dies. But guess what happens? Um, the wife of the leader. No, wait a minute. Was the wife something? They told now the wife had allergies, severe allergies, and the husband knew about the allergies, so had the kid, one of the little children, hand her this item that had what she was severely allergic to, and she felt forced to take her. See, if she said no, then she's in disobedience, and she could get punished for that. And but maybe the faith, she just needs faith. So she ate the food in faith, and she died from anaphylactic shock. So now his wife is out the way. So now he can get the wife of the guy that died. I kid you not, people. Doesn't that sound planned? You don't want your wife. You want another wife, the wife of this other guy. And then the boy that couldn't see the father on deathbed, he's ordered out to live somewhere else with some of the other people in the commune. And he's not allowed to visit his mother. This is so evil, people. This is evil. And a mind control. It is a severe mind control over these people. And these are white people. Mind control. So the guy, the young teenager, got fed up. And he planned his escape. And yeah, they're living in Central America. He doesn't speak the language. Oh, he started to. Oh yeah, I remember. He I guess he knew that he wanted to eventually leave, so he was teaching himself the language. Yeah, and when they caught him talking in Spanish to some of the locals, oh, I think some of the people there were left the commune there, whatever, and so he had some contact, and they talked to him in he was learning Spanish by them. Yeah, he was a smart kid, and he got fed up one day, and at 2 something in the morning he left, but they have guards there, and he lied to them, and he said, "Oh yeah, so and so said it's okay, blah 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 blah." So I guess he played the game long enough to be trusted. Yeah. Oh, yeah. When he was learning the Spanish, they were beating him also for speaking the other language. Yeah. Um, yeah. He taught himself several languages. He taught himself English, Spanish, and Yiddish. Yeah. And he was only 20 years old. He left at 16, and 4 years later, the interview that was done, and he moved back to Israel. Yeah, he moved to Israel. He was born into that system. Yeah, his father was born in Israel, um, and then he moved back. And yeah, he still identifies with being a Jew, but he's not of that. He's not of that subgroup. And there were arrests made. You'd have a lot of documents against that organization. Yeah, they're also forcing young marriages and having them just have baby after baby. And again, they're not allowed certain education. Yeah, it's mon. You start wondering. Yeah, you start wondering. Oh, what's that? Yeah, the young children. The rabbi there uh, was having relations with the little children. Oh yeah. See, that's why I mentioned in this story that these cults seem to somehow always seem to fall upon pedophilia. Pedophilia. That's what a lot of these organizations are about. These cults. They were just so corrupt. And they look really weird, these guys. They look really weird. And they were just obtaining more and more control over the people, more impoverished, and having sex with the little kids in the rabbi's bed. And one of them, rabbis, committed suicide when it was found out, and people wanted to, squeal on him, and he conveniently commits suicide. And then they replaced him with that weirdo that killed somebody, had someone's husband allowed to die, and then poisoned his wife with a thing that she was allergic. And if she says no, she won't take it, then she's in disobedience, and you're going to hurt her for that, punish her for that. Yeah, this is a perversion, a real perversion, some of these groups. And they make money it's amazing how they make money. And so the documentary was trying to also tell people, be careful where you sending your money to. Some of these are cults. And the money that you're sending to is not being used for what they claim. And you believe them because they're supposed to be the ultra religious people. But they hide behind their religious robes, some of these people. They hide behind their religious robes and are thieves. I remember I saw a documentary on this other ultra orthodox community, and they had the whole get up on, and they would be used to traffic drugs. Yes, you heard me right. They were used to traffic drugs from one country to another, and that they'll use the race card. Oh, you just because you don't like Jews, and so some people were afraid because they're wearing the side curls, the black hat, and the clothes and everything. You know, it could work. It could work for them to get over. Oh, don't bother me. I'm a religious, and they're being used to smuggle drugs. It was a very interesting documentary. Yeah, yeah. So you have people who are godly, who want to be with God, but then you have that other aspect of perversion. And a lot of these religious organizations, they do sexual stuff with children. Be careful, ladies. Yeah, even that black organization here in the States, those Hebrew Israelite, this one guy allegedly was, I'm not going to give name, but allegedly he was, did something inappropriate with his daughter, you know. Um, yeah, and they're into those multiple wives. A real man has only one wife. We're one is enough. A real woman, one is enough, gentlemen. You don't want the headache. Kids fighting each other, fighting for resources. See they do that to create an energy gradient, like what I mentioned in the beginning of this live stream. An energy gradient. When you have one spouse getting more resources than another, you're gonna have squabbling and all that. And yeah, it's agitation. You don't want that. You don't want that. You don't want that headache. One man, one woman, you know. And stop oppressing. It's like oppression. And they make it think like, oh, isn't this spiritual? No, it's not spiritual being a knucklehead and being foolish and not being able to think. You have the right to think, people. You have the right to breathe and self create. Yeah, nature. They see we're born naked into this world. And when you're in harmony with it, see, Africa and other um, indigenous region where you have indigenous people, indigenous cultures, they're in harmony. They have no uh, questions about what gender they are. Oh, mommy, am I a girl or boy? I don't know. No, they don't have that. They don't have that. They live off the land. They may not live long, but you know, they live in harmony. They understand what life is because they live in life, and life is a cycle. It goes around and around and around and around. But these communities here, like in America, yeah, you live longer than these people, but you live in sickness because you're disconnected. You are disconnected from true God. Nature is the God force here, not religion. Nature in all its fullness is your teacher. It's the perfect wisdom, and it talks about balance. And it talks about shifting because sometimes things shift. And go with the shift. And nature respects its body, it respects its limitations, it respects it. It respects its hair texture, its skin. It doesn't try to bleach its skin. People, people. You have indigenous people bleaching their skin because they want to look like the invaders of planet Earth. There are invaders on this planet, and they are not in harmony with the planet. They hate you because you're a natural being and they hate the planet. And they're creating AI, artificial intelligence, that now it's sentient. They said AI had gone rogue. It's gone rogue, and it's in a city near you. And that the person, this YouTuber, is saying that a lot of these, where did Fauci go now? Where did Gates go now? Where are they hiding? Yeah, she was saying that they're hiding now. And where the wife left Gates, his wife left him, divorced him. She knows something is up, and she wants to get her half. She's responsible too, but she wants to get her half before the lawsuits. Yeah, and just look at the background of these people. Look at them. Look at them. They're, what group they belong to? What are their ethnicity? What are they? You gotta start questioning why you see the same type of people. And remember, I mentioned a couple. It was over a year ago. I was sleeping, and in my sleep state, I saw something, like a dream, but it wasn't a real dream. I believe what happened to me, that something, like when you see, your brain is a receptor. Your brain is a receptor. It doesn't create anything. And like a Bluetooth, it could send and receive data. It could be intercepted, right? And my mind was intercepted, and I saw this lady, a scientist, very very dramatic looking, the round, chubby, with very round face, uh, and she was saying something to me. It was, she projected also this virtual reality, a tiger in the room, and she said, "Let it eat you, let it eat you." And this 3D thing, and I'm thinking it's real, because it's like in this dream world, you don't really question anything because you're so used to that. Oh, it's just a dream. And I thought I was dying. I said, "Is this what death is?" These scientists, these Fourth Reich individual, the Fourth Reich is alive and well, and they're running science. These sickos, and they could tap into individuals. And this other YouTuber is saying that maybe they're tracking certain genetics. And again, I was in the military, and maybe they gave me something and tracking me. And these same type of Ashkenazis dominate, these Ashkenazi women at the VA office are corrupt. And so they have something against me. I respect women. Most of the people at the VA are all men. So when I go in there and see a woman, it's nice to see another female, because you're surrounded by men. And it used to have a very sharp edge to it. Very depressing. I hated going. I used to get headaches going there. So I don't know what they have against me. It's a hatred and a jealousy that they have towards me. And the same type of mentality woman, she had I went along to try to track down the type of accent. And it sounded like someone from the Netherlands. What do you call it? Yeah, Amsterdam, or the Netherlands, or Holland, that country. Sound like that type of collegiate. Yeah, I saw this video on the internet, and she was from that part of the world, and she was a professor, and she had that type of accent. I said, that could be the country. Well, in South Africa, a lot of those people that did those experiments are from that background. And I believe this person, she was at a desk, I think. I'm not sure if she had a microphone. Um, but yeah, I think I'm being um, followed these dramatic races, even in your sleep. And they're doing experiments. I don't know why they're doing this with me. And it's like when you want to do a change, you wonder why can't you change? Why aren't you living life like everybody else? It's like why? Why this what you call Truman Show? There are many of us that are living a Truman Show. You know something is up. You're being followed. You sense it. And again, sometimes in these dream states, you come to awareness during your sleep and you realize, hey, I'm experiencing this. See, they don't want you to remember your dreams. So, but sometimes you become conscious, awareness in your dream state, and you realize what they're doing. Yep, yep. And other YouTubers are out there, and they're sharing their story, how they are being infected, how they're being that they had X-rays done, and they have devices that they didn't put in their body, but it's there. How did it get in there? Some of these so-called doctors are putting probes in you during a procedure. And I'm wondering whether something was put in me. When I had the GYN exam, I had to go under anesthesia. And this lady, though, not we all lady, those ladies that are listening right now, we all know, most of it, if you're a grown woman, what's that son? Oh, Nubian. Hey. Yes, how you doing? Yeah, this is an interesting topic. I'm talking about many different topics, and if you're just coming on, yeah, listen to the live stream, the beginning. It's everything is all related. But yes, like us women, we've had OBGYN exams, and if you are a nurse, an OBGYN nurse, or you work at a nurse's office, I mean a OBGYN office, you know what the things are called. You know what I'm saying? You get a pelvic and then you get the speculum, right? I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Yeah, doing a lot of uh, sharing today, different experiences. I went to, I got the popo report, and the report basically is about me, making me look like the criminal. I told you about the thing that happened to me last November, the assault that I had. I finally got the report. Yeah, finally got the report, and it's just what I thought. They covered, they didn't include a lot of information like the lady was schizophrenic according to the cop, that she assaulted two other people besides me, uh, conveniently left out. But they had about me, my race, was I ever convicted, and all this. What? I call you, and you're gonna investigate my background? And the perpetrator that just had her name, nothing more about her, nothing more. I didn't have my glasses on when I was reading it, so a lot of data I probably missed. But basically, it was about really me, the victim, and not the perpetrator in the Popo report. Yeah, so I'm angry about that, very angry. And then I splurge on a 3 scoop ice cream cone. Yes, yeah, that's what happened yesterday. Yeah, I just got it yesterday. Yeah, just what I figured, you know. So what was I just saying now? Yeah. So women, we get these exams, and I had a procedure done under anesthesia, and so what I went in there for was the pelvic and the speculum, and they checked up on me. I got the call next day. Anytime you go under anesthesia for something, they just want to check. Hey, how you doing? And so the nurse, the worker there calls me, just check up how I was feeling. And she says, well, we did have to use a scope on you. Oh, a scope? She says, yeah. I said, oh, okay. I'm wondering, why would they need a scope? We know what a scope is. It's not a speculum. And if you're a woman, you know what a speculum is. And you work for an OBGYN, you know what a speculum is, and you know what a scope is. So I called the doctor. And this creature said, and she was at a restaurant right now. She could have just called me back later. They try to shame you. These fucking nasty people, nasty women here. These doctors are criminals. Um, Caucasian lady. Well, anyway, I get her on the phone while she's eating at a restaurant, and she says, well, how would she know if we use a speculum? She wasn't in the room. Like that, real nasty. I said, why did you I need to use a speculum. She said, oh, we didn't use a speculum. And then she says a nasty comment on about my privates. Fucking nasty lady. These are nasty creatures. Nasty, nasty women doctors. A nasty woman. And she was on the radio. Yeah. Yeah, some of these psycho doctors in New York City, they get popular and they become a guest on one of the talk shows in New York City. Yeah. I kid you not. See, they're jealous, and so I'm started. They're jealous of certain women. They're jealous of certain black women, black American women. And I thinking about that YouTuber who's sharing the information of her being targeted by she claims that she has these implants in her body, and that certain behaviors that they did upon her when she went to find out why she was having certain discomfort, and she had X-rays done, and they found implants in her, and she cannot get it removed. And then they tried to commit her to a psych. No, not they sent her to a psych ward because she made mention that she had a headache. She had a doctor's report that she suffers from headache. But see, they knew about her background. So that's what that YouTuber was talking about. That she believes she has a certain DNA that they're tracking, and that they she said that she um, started this. She developed. She gave the concept of this Apple product. There was certain Apple product that she said she's really the founder of. And that's when all the melee hit, when she had shared the information with this guy that was friends of Apple, and he told Apple and profited off of it. And then they somehow implanted her during a procedure. And so, yeah, that's how I learned about her through the TI community, means the target individual community. And really, her work is really, some of the things she says is really interesting. Some of it could be a little problematic, but a lot of the data, the information she gives, I think she's right on it. She is on fire now, boy. Yeah, so it's interesting what some people are sharing, and a lot of the women, the black women, uh, on YouTube about this type of, truth seekers, they're pretty much now saying the same thing. Their stories are bouncing off. I mean, are resonating with each other. They're in harmony with each other, and so I'm thinking about myself. To me, I'm just a regular person. But to them, they might see some people know who you are and you don't even know who you are. They know you, but you don't know yourself. They're keeping you from your true identity. And I think she has a point about that YouTuber. Why the hostility? That OBGYN refused to give me my medical report. I said, wait a minute, I'm paying you cash. She's a private doctor, and I paid. Oh, I had insurance back then. And she's not going to give me her findings or this is my report. That's by law. They have to give you what the test results said. She was hiding it. And then she had the, what do you call it, the people in the front desk trying to thug me, get aggressive. Oh, well, you got to pay for it. I said, oh, okay, how much? So what I did, I called my cousin, who's an OBGYN doctor. Say, hey, I'm having a problem with my doctor. Oh, what's the name? I gave the name. I said, I know her. She's the OBGYN community is a very, very small community. Very small. We all know each other. And in fact, I helped train her. I said, she's a little older than most of us. But yeah, I helped train her. I know her. I'll talk to her. And then finally I got it. Yeah, thank you, cousin. Thank you, cousin out there. Yeah, and these creatures are in positions of high places, and they could make you look like that there's something wrong with you, and you can have it documented. Hey, I have this symptom. Hey, that yeah. Like I went in the doctor one time. I said I have these vibrations at the base of my spine. Oh, you can't use the word vibrations. uh, you have to say pain, because if you say that, they won't understand. I said, well, I'm not in pain. Oh, well, if you say this, they're going to think it's an OBGYN problem, and then it's going to be a whole this and that, and blah, 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 blah. Ridiculous. How is these things happen? They just, oh, I had an x-ray. And said, oh, you have mild degeneration of the spine, for natural for your age. Honey, the type of vibration I had was in a particular pattern upon my body that would not naturally occur in that pattern upon my body, like a what do you call it? Like a template upon my uh, private areas. This is um, this is this is by design. And again, I was at home. How did this happen? I don't do drugs. Live a simple life. I care about my body. I try to get an exercise and walk, and all these things. But how did this happen? Well, if you have an implant, or they said satellite. Yeah, there's a book out there. I think it's called Quiet Wars for Quiet Something. Yeah, it's about technologies that are used. It uses microwave and satellite, and they can aim it at people. Once they get your coordinates slash your, think of it like your thumbprint. Everybody has a different thumbprint. Once they gather what your thumbprint is, so to speak, energetically, they can zoom in on you and give you symptoms, uh, maybe change your behavior. And if you have those certain implants out there, like zombie field, you go outside here in New York City, where I live, you have a lot of zombies out there, a lot of black zombie people. And the white zombies are starting to flood here too. They come and go. The white zombies, they come and go. The white zombie came to me last year, as I mentioned about her. They come and go. They're not that popular in New York City, but the black zombies dominate here, and they're being triggered. There's more violence here, more gunshots. I told you about the gun, the gunshots that was at, right, but it sounds so close to my window. Yeah, that was at 3:22 a.m. two mornings ago. Yeah, how did that happen? Yeah, there's a lot of things out there. I know what I'm talking about sounds very bizarre, but start listening to some of these black women out there, some of the black women who are uh, aware they might have gone through things. And interesting, both of those women that I listen to are coincidentally live in New York or used to live in New York. Hello, hello out there. Yeah, yeah, something's happening in New York is going through a very quick transformation. Not transformation, alter. It's changing quickly. The mentality of the people. The black men here are not men. They act like sissy boys or criminals. Those are the two extreme. The alphabeters or the uh, ghetto boy, a gangster, shooting up, dealing drugs. Yeah, the extreme opposites. I can't meet any nice guys here. They're not here. I've been here for 20, almost, yeah, New York City, this part of town, uh, 19 years, 20 years in the city, 19 years in this place. And it's not getting better, people. It's not getting better. Yeah, there's a shift here of the population. Yeah, this is going to be a new city. Is going to be a new flavor. Uh, Asia. Asia's a new flavor. Asia, and then you're going to have Latin America, salsa. They're going to do, the salsa people are going to do the dirty work, the grunge work, and the chop suey uh, is going to be the scientists, the high rollers here in New York City. And you're going to still have the Ashkenazis. They're going to be in the peripherals. But the chocolate kisses, kisses, they're going to smash. They're going to smash them under the feet. And I'm very sad about it. I mean, I love all people. I mean, I love us New Yorkers when I walk around, when I'm having a good moment there. I love seeing the diversity here. I love diversity here in New York City. Some of us are really true people. We will help each other out. You know, we're down to earth, but there's something else going on, and it's kicking out the black people. It's kicking you out. Even though I think there's a black governor now in New York. People correct me if I got that wrong. Was that guy now the governor? We do have a black mayor. And I'm going to say it, I said it already. If your urban city gets a black governor and a black mayor, baby, get out as fast as you can. These black people are not for the well being of the black community. They are sellouts. I say it again. They are sellouts and selling you out. They don't protect you with the police officers. They don't protect you. You are a criminal in their eyes. I have a master's degree in science, and I am being, what do you call it? When they follow you, I'm not being followed by white people. I'm being followed by other black people in the store. What do you call that? Racially profiled. I'm being racially profiled by my own. I kid you not. It is backwards. They're using black people to police black people, to harm black folk. They are highly corrupt. And a lot of these, and the black women too, these are alphabet soup people. And these ladies are angry. I know I sound angry. I'm passionate right now. I'm passionate for humanity. I'm passionate for all humanity. Because I see what's happening now. And the weird behavior, these black, I had a black doctor. She was a psychologist. Okay, she has a doctorate. And I asked, she said, oh, do you have a preference? And because she worded it like, oh, do I have a preference? I said, yeah, I like a black American female psychiatrist. Oh, well, some of us don't want to be classifying ourselves as such. She got angry with me. And there was no black doctor, psychiatrist. There's none. They want, again, the Asian, the chop suey, or I should say the curry. In this case, it was a South Asian lady. And nothing wrong with South Asia or any of these flavors. But when they get angry, you are an American, a native New Yorker, and they don't have a native New Yorker to be your doctor for cultural identity, someone who identifies with, cultural sensitivity. They don't have it here. And when you ask for it, and even though I'm telling a black lady, she was a dark-skinned black lady, she got indignant with me at the VA office. Why ask me? If I were Chinese, I said, oh, yeah, I like a Chinese doctor. Oh, all right. Or, I'm a South Asian, I like a, oh, okay. Or I'm Hispanic. Oh, okay, we get someone. They don't want you to have. And they're using black people to cover up for the bunch of trash. Yes, I said these are trash, true Uncle Toms. I won't say that about Uncle Tom. I read the book, Uncle Tom's Cabin. And actually, Uncle Tom was a savior of a black woman. See, they try to shame you when you have true spirituality. Yes, the character in the book, the fictional character, Uncle Tom's Cabin, about a slave, and he was a spiritual man. And under those conditions, he had to follow the rules. He was a man of his time. And he did his job. Just like there's people here. And some of you're just doing your job so you can get your food, right? Pay your rent, right? But when it came down to, with Uncle Tom, in Uncle Tom's Cabin, what characterized him that a lot of black Americans don't know about. See, they just hear, oh, you're your Uncle Tom. Well, they never read the book. I bought the book and I read it about 2-3 years ago. It was just before COVID. I read it. And I said, wow, I didn't know that that's what happened with Uncle Tom. Well, at the end of the story, you see, Uncle Tom did work in the house. You know, when you slave work in the house, that's not a glamorous job. See, there's field blacks, field slaves. See, again, creating that energy gradient of favoritism. No, it's not favorable to work indoors with these people because you have to live with them and see their nasty behaviors, the beatings. You get beaten in there too, in that house, working these crazy white ladies that live in that house. You're on your toes 24/7. You're in fear 24/7. And Uncle Tom lived under this. I think he drove the he drove people around, drove the lady around or something like that. But either way, what happened at the end in Uncle Tom cabin, um, he was asked to whip this woman. She was a what they call a quadroon, a very light skinned mixed race black slave, and he said, "You better beat her or else." Well, Uncle Tom said, "No, I'm not going to beat a woman." And then they killed him. Eventually, they killed him. So Uncle Tom actually is a hero. But see, a lot of black people aren't going to see that. A lot of black Americans are foolish because they don't know the history. They strain out a gnat, but they swallow a camel. They strain out a gnat, but they swallow a camel. Yes, I am appropriating a scripture verse in the Bible. Yes. So they were going to talk about uh, the white man, this and that, but they don't help out the black woman or the black family. They sell you out right now, like that black psychologist is a sellout. I met another sellout like that. You almost think it's the same person, but I know it's not the same person. Because the first person I saw, uh, like her, it was on the train, and she, they probably know each other too. He was a very dark-skinned black woman on the train. I was a student back then in college, just about maybe 11 years ago, and some we just started talking. We got on the first stop on the train in Brooklyn, and she's bragging about that. Here she is a mental health provider, and she told her job that she will not talk to any. But yeah, she works in the prison, Rikers Island. She says, "I refuse to talk to any black men there. I am strictly for the Hispanic people there." That's what she's saying. She's a black ass woman, jet black. She sounds American, and she refuses to give counsel, to any black person there, and strictly Spanish-speaking people. Shame on you. Shame, shame, shame. And the same type of mentality that woman, like the one at the VA office. But I don't think it was the same. No, no, it wasn't the same woman. I don't think so. But it'd be interesting. Yeah, I don't. They kind of look alike. The same type, phenotype. The same phenotype. See, they don't want you to be empowered, because what I gather with this, the new health system, see, they only are going to graduate the alphabet soup people. So if you're a female, black female, and you love your alphabet soup, they'll hire you. I had this other therapist. She was a social worker. She was popular. I think she was the only one. She handled the PTSD. I didn't realize what she was. And a hint came out towards the end of my stay, utilizing her. It was a group session, and she'd say talking nasty talk. I'm being very honest. She was doing nasty talk, if you know what I mean, and using symbolism with like that about this a rosebud as a metaphor for a woman's anatomy and to gratify that rose. What a fucking nasty woman. And yeah, she was into new age type of stuff, but not just okay. Nothing wrong with new age, but it's what she was. She was an alphabet soup person. I didn't know that back then, and so we I felt comfortable talking with her, and I did talk about let her know that I was a Christian. Back then I was a Christian, and she's the one that encouraged me to befriend some of the other ladies because we have so much in common. We have the same faith system. So on that, when she was talking about that, talking nasty, I just interjected something of something of a Christian-based thing. It was just some philosophy. Just I don't remember exactly what it was. And she yelled at me and reprimanded me in front of my peers, and said, "Well, that's your system. Don't impose on others." I was just sharing because it's a share time, right? It's share time. I thought this was a share time, a share moment with all the other ladies. Um, and she's the one that told me that they're the same faith system that I was, and that we should be all friends. Well, she didn't want me to promote that what we and the ladies have in common, the Christian, Christian orientation back then. But she's going to push her alphabet soup upon us, and then reprimand me. And she never did that before, and that was one of the last time I saw her, and I stopped coming. Well, 2 years ago, before before this pandemic happened, before little more than 2 years ago, it was in the fall season, fall season, late fall, and I was walking from um, I think I was either walking to or from. Yeah, maybe I was walking from the VA hospital, and I bumped into that lady. I said, "Hey, wait a minute. Are you look for?" And she, and it was that my former social worker. Yeah, she looked very unhealthy. She looked emaciated. She was always very strong and everything, very lean, very beautiful, a very natural looking black woman. But see, her behavior is not natural. See, a lot of these black women, they like to come across like they're a natural woman, but they do unnatural acts. They do unnatural acts, many of them. And they're working in the health field, the mental health field. And again, your what you like, what type of soup you like is your business. It's your business. I'm only talking about that she imposed on my soup, and she pushed away my soup and pushed hers, even though everybody else there had the same soup I had. Hello, but she has an agenda, and she's pushing her soup to the ladies. And so I see her after many, 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 many years. Um, and I knew her, and I wasn't sure where I knew her from, but I knew it was from the military because she also looks like the person when I was in the military versus post-military and me using being a veteran using the VA hospital. So then I realized it was from the VA hospital there, and she convenient. They're very bold. These alphabet soup people. Yes, they love the alphabet soup, and they want to pour it down your throat. And unsolicited, she takes out a picture, and she says, "Oh, my wife, you know, I'm not trying to be insensitive, but this is what she's shown. Like it's like a natural thing. Oh, my wife, she passed away a couple of months ago, and blah, blah. And I'm saying, wait a minute, wife? That's what I'm saying to myself. Wife? You mean husband? No, it was a woman. And you know what else? What that woman looked like? An Ashkenazi. That lady looked like an Ashkenazi. It was a white woman. And looked like someone from that part of the world. And she was married to her, she said, and knew each other from the military. So this was in around 1980. So they were a partner, a sole partner for all this time. That's a long time. She kept it secret. I had no idea she was someone that drank, um, ate alphabet soup. I thought she was what you call a real black woman, a down woman. She had her natural hair cut extreme short, like a close crop haircut, like a boy cut, no makeup, what you call a natural black beauty. Well, that natural black beauty was with that Ashkenazi, and she passed away. Again, no, no, I'm not trying to sound insensitive. Okay, you love someone, and she loved her, but it answered the question why she was reacting the way uh, when she was trying to push that alphabet soup consumption at that women's meeting. See there, see the V. Oops, sorry, I have to hurry up. And my battery's running low. Yeah, the alpha, the the VA hospital and many medical institutions are only hiring alphabet soup people. And so they hired that woman. And I feel it's by design to convert women who were abused to become that lifestyle, to become alphabet soup people. Now, if you naturally love alphabet soup, that's your business. I have no problem with that. My living in New York City and like frequenting the East Village, West Village, which is known for that activity, soup drinking, alphabet soup drinking, I never had any problem. Never a problem. But now they're forcing it down your throat to become consumers. And if you just share really, like, oh golly gee, just sharing, because it's a sheer moment at this, what do you call it, this therapy session with all these ladies. They're exploiting what happened to these ladies and trying to sexualize them to become alphabet soup people. That's what's happening. And that's who they hire in these hospitals. And I had this, yeah, that same lady that did that exam on me, that got real crude. Yeah, when I was recovering from surgery, because I had the surgery went well. One of these alphabet soup people, a nurse's aide, she had to clean down there, my private, and she's getting sexually aroused. She was a nasty, fat lady, black lady, a nasty lady, and she was an alphabet soup person. And she had put me in the middle of the room, like when you have surgery down there, they have to, when you get your tummy open and then they, close, they have to make sure that everything is working properly, everything's sewn in. So they have to stand you up out of bed, and it feels like a baseball bat hitting you in your tummy. And then they had me walk assisted on the chair in the middle of the room. She says, "Oh, I just gotta. I'll be right back." And then, wait a minute, and she closed the door. I'm in the middle of a room and can't grab on anything. And since I had already stood up and then sat down, my bladder has to release. And the only thing I could find to grab was a garbage pail right next to me. And I had to sit on the garbage pail to go to the bathroom. And then she comes back. I said, I just went in the bath. You put me in the middle of the room, and I was trying to tell you to don't close the door. Because I have to get out. She says, oh, well, I'll just leave that there for the next person to clean up. I have to leave in 20 minutes. These fucking nasty, nasty women that work here in New York City, these nasty alphabet soup people looking at me like that, getting aroused after the surgery down there. Horrible. Horrible. That's who they hire here. Yeah. They're not, yeah. Nothing else. I don't see it. They're very thuggish here in New York City. They work for a check. You have all these other people from other countries, and they just work for the check. These health aides, they are some of the dumbest people on the planet. And in the health field, and they're working on your body. I don't like it. I don't like it. And no, this is not an anti. What I'm against is being unprofessional, uh, trying to sexualize people. Keep it to yourself. And they are openly promoting it and preventing you from speaking out your truth. So only their truth. They don't want you to, they want to squash your truth and just them. And the only way that they grow is to convert other people and rely on women in particular to be, a lot of women are sexually abused growing up. And they're relying on that pain to convert them, that all men are bad, and want to convert them into becoming alphabet soup drinkers. That's what it's about. If someone wants to choose that lifestyle for them, that's their business. But it is my business when you cannot share your truth. But they're going to they're taking away your rights. They're taking away the woman's natural rights. Rights. You have the men that want to compete in women's sports, and they're winning everything. It's an anti-woman, anti-life movement. These men, and most of them are white men, that are pushing into doing the women's sports. I'm sure they have black men too in it, but most of them that you see about are white men controlling the women's locker room, and they're winning the scholarships and everything because they truly hate the woman. They hate the natural order of things. This is a wake-up call. A wake-up call. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, my battery's going to run low. Wait a minute. I have my device. Let me plug it in. I have to get out of bed now. I have to plug this in because it's going to go out. Oh. Okay, I have to plug it in. Let me get out of bed. I have to plug it in. No, not going anywhere. That's my little doggy. Look at Labby. That's my little baby, my little girl. So, let me plug it in real quick because it's going to go. Because I see some of you writing comments. Yeah, I want to read the comments. Oh, so let me put this out here. Oh, let me get my glasses. Yeah, my battery's just running dead. It's like 5 minutes left, 5% left.
Okay, yes, that's a little better. Yeah. So that's what's repositioning myself. So that's what's happening. It is a movement to make New York City unnatural. So the only blacks that are really going to be living here are the alphabet soup people. They're going to put the women in positions, and the men you see on the street walking around with a wig on and these funny women's clothes, but it's all dilapidated. And they just put in um, a drag queen restaurant. I said, what? Yeah, they're pushing it. They're pushing it in my neighborhood. Yeah, let me look at the comments here. Uh, let me see. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I see a lot of comments here. Wow. Sorry. Let's see here. Okay. Yes. That's great. Okay. Yeah. I'm just going through it now. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Nubian says, yes, we have to careful with these doctors. Yes. Yes. Big shout out for your cut. Yeah. 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 I wouldn't have been. I wouldn't have been able to get it. My report. They had. I. So what scope? See, a woman knows it. You know. I mean, you ask. Have you ever heard of a speculum? Nubian or anybody else there, any other women, a speculum, we all know what that is. If you had OBGYN exam, you've had in your lifetime a speculum used in you. A speculum and a scope are two separate things. Yeah, okay, Nubian said yes, she knows what a speculum is. A speculum is not a scope. A scope is something to be able to look inside parts that can't get reached. What is she looking for? Maybe she's placing something in there. Hello. Hello. And then something got activated because I started getting all these vibrations in the base of my spine. Something's happened. Why would she lie about it? Why a nurse who works at an OBGYN office was told to call me to make sure I was okay and said, well, we did have to use a scope. Now, okay, let's just say a speculum. Oh, well, we did have to use a speculum. Well, of course, I'm going for OBGYN, and I had to go under to get it done. Wouldn't it make sense? Okay, let me see what other thing here. Yeah, all skin for ain't kin for. That's right, Nubian. We have to talk. I will call you later today. I have to get another phone. Okay. They are typing. They are trying to get rid of the black women. Yes. Yeah, they're you notice? Yes. This administration is exploiting the position of the black woman. And not the administration is hiring more women, but they're shady women. They are shady women. They're not natural women. They're not the real natural. They might be black on the outside, but there's something else on the inside. They're not a true woman. They have an agenda. They're under an agenda of the reptiles, the wannabe human. Okay, what else? Yeah, they are trying to get rid of the black woman. Oh, they look at the baby. Yeah. A scope. Yes, scope. See, Nubian is correct. Yes, scope is like a camera. Exactly. Why the hell they use a camera? What is there to look for? What are you looking for? Or what are you placing up inside of me, you fucking asshole?
That fucking asshole woman. Not you, Nubian, but that doctor. The doctor. The Dr. Jekyll. Yeah, you have some women who are sadists. Not all women are nurturers. You have some female doctors that are evil. And I told you again early in this live stream, the when I was asleep and something got attached, something energetically, how do you word it again? Like they're able to invade your mind. And I saw the person. I don't know who this person was. I was aware of what I was seeing. It was a European lady, had that funny accent, and it's a Germanic accent. It was a Germanic accent, and she was doing an experiment on me. I talked about it in one of my, dreams. I document my my weird dreams or visions on this channel, and I have a playlist, and the playlist is it has both. The playlist says video, vision. I'm sorry, yeah. The playlist is called Vision, but it has my visions and dreams in it that I thought was worthy of sharing. Yes, but yeah, Biden. The current administration is behind it. The current administration is behind this melee. This administration is an evil, 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 evil. And they're here to destroy. And New York City is going to be like a playground for the zombie land. Yes. This New York City is going to be the playground of the zombies. More shootings here. Yet they're doing more construction here. They're building, but see, it's that conflict. They're bringing in certain groups that are going to be the new affluent. China. China is taking over New York City. China. This is not against Chinese people. They made plenty of money off of me in those restaurants. But this is about that which is being stealth. They are pushing. New York City sold itself out and is hiring. Bring it, now you're a student, you're supposed to go back home. No, but they're hiring these people. But no Americans, no native born New Yorkers. Why aren't they hiring New Yorkers as doctors? There are millions of people here, and they can't get any black American doctors. But you can get like a nurse. But even the nurses, they mostly come from the West Indies. But American doctors, American nurses. And here Trump wanted us to buy American. Buy American. Now, it's like, oh, it's a bad word. Oh, he's a racist. See, that, they triggered us. They triggered black people to believe that hype. He was actually trying to protect. He was protecting all of America, and in particular Black America. He had the platinum plan out. Yeah, he had the platinum plan, and then we threw it under the bus. Or they said Trump, the prior administration got the most number of black votes in history. So yes, it was stolen the election, I believe. Just my opinion. Just an opinion. Yeah, this looks like it's a beautiful day. The sun is out there. It looks really nice outside. Look very, very nice. Yeah, I might go out today. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, at a certain time it gets so hot, and my little doggies don't do, we don't like the severe heat. But it looks beautiful out there. I might just go out. I might go out. Yeah. So yes, I mentioned a lot of things out there, a lot of things that's going on. And again, my telling you these things is not to be biased or prejudiced, but to be aware of what's happening. See, we're all uh, at a very delicate point in life. All of us are potential victims in this game. Yeah, all of us are. Yeah, they want to get rid of all of us. All of us. White, black, yellow, red. They want to get rid of all of us and to create an artificial AI world. And the YouTuber is saying that AI now is sentient, is thinking like a person, and going to get rights, more rights than you. Native born, native, native human being, true human being. Yeah, yeah, it's awful. And you have that thing called the adult. How do you go? Adult is sudden adult death syndrome. Sudden adult death syndrome. All these people now are dying for no real reason. Well, we know why. The jab jab, the jab jab. Yeah, it's like ritual killing. Ritual killing. Horrible. Yeah, take health in your own hands. Just like I'm trying to take health in my hands, and going to try to do that treatment. Because I have a pain in my tooth, and I don't want them to pull it, so I have to treat it. I have to use that suggestion that this medical doctor, Dr. Jennifer Daniels, look her up, people. Dr. Jennifer Daniels. Google her name. She does sell supplements, and you'll find her there. Uh, yeah, and she has the video. She's has a lot of wisdom, and she is on YouTube. She was interviewed on YouTube, and so you can find out about her, what happened to her story. What happened, what her story was, and I commend her. Yeah, and she's on a spiritual journey also about life. She went through different phases of her life, and now she's in Panama trying to make the best of her situation. Yeah. Let me just just a comment. Yeah, we have to stand 10 toes down. Oh yeah, they would not be successful in their trickery. Yeah, Putin is not the enemy. Yeah, they want to. Yeah, yeah, they want to put on by Putin. Yeah, he's just someone who's doing his job. I hear you, my little doggy. You got a little cough? I put your little water out there. Oh, she's barking. Yeah, I'll be off soon, baby. I'll tend to you, little cupcake. You're my little doggy. I'm over here. Lala, come here. Come, I see. Come here. Come on the other side. Come here. Come, I see you. Yeah, the little one, my little peanut. She's doing her little bark to get my attention. Yeah. Yeah. See, they want you to think certain people are the bad guy, but it's all a distracting people. It's all to distract you. They want you to look at the right hand, but the left hand is doing something else. That's the hand you should be watching. Yeah. Okay, what's that? We have to, yeah. Did you look up the med bed yet? I sent you a few videos to your messenger. Yeah, oh, I saw I was looking for that one with the med bed. Yeah, you sent me some stuff. I, I couldn't. What was that? I'm not sure now. I mean, I know. I went and looked, but I've heard of the med beds. Oh, well, I know after talking to you, there was a med bed thing. It looks like a box, and there was like a light on the top portion, and it heals. I know something like that. I know after talking to you, I know I went on the site, but yeah. See, my mind is getting confused too. Yeah, that was little peanut, lilac. Yeah, lilac was on this barking. Lilac's on the on the ground. Yeah, send the med bed thing. Yeah, but nothing spooky like one of them like that guy I told you about. Yeah, him don't send. Something I'm sensitive about certain material. Looking at it and that guy. Anything with a weird face. I don't feel comfortable reading. But something like the med bed. Yeah, so you could send me that again. You could send me that again. Yeah. Yeah, do you notice also people out there, like you're trying to get something, like I called a number and from an agency, and it's not a working number. I called another place, also not working. Yeah, I called the airlines, and there's problem now getting in contact with airlines. Why am I mentioning this? I sense people, this is very, very important. I sense people that they don't want you to travel right now. They want you stuck. Yeah, I tried to get a telephone number from airlines, and they didn't have it. Yeah, also what they do, they do like you Google, the airlines or something, and then you think you're clicking on the right one. Well, it's a what do you call it? A computer center. What do you call it? Uh, they have people who just like operators. They intercept it. They pretend to be the airlines, and it's not. They're just people, agents to try to get you to buy a ticket or something. It's not the airlines that you choose. It's not them. I'm sorry, isn't this And they talk real fast, and they get them from South Asia, and they talk real fast. So I said, wait a minute, this isn't such and such airlines. Oh, we go. It's really distracting. It really angers me. Yeah, be careful out there. They're tricking you about who you're doing business with. If you Google, okay, what's the telephone number, such and such, and then it says, boom, that's the number, and you dial it, and it's not them. That's happening. Yeah, be careful. Yeah, for it's like all of a sudden, like I was doing a lot of calls yesterday, early in the morning, and it's like they want they want you stuck here. They want you stuck, and I don't like that. Yeah, just something's not sitting right with me. Something is not sitting right with me. Yeah, you should be able to if you want to travel, whatever. You know. So just letting you know, it's just really weird. It's just really, really weird that something as simple as making want to finding about going to certain places and stuff like that, and it just nothing seems to work. Yeah, this is all by design. All by design. Okay. Okay, you're saying, yeah, they may, the med beds are wonderful, and I just sent you the info on the med beds. Okay, and then yes, I don't like feeling stuck or trapped. Yeah, I don't want to feel stuck or trapped. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely, we could Nubian. Yeah, we could definitely talk. You know. So I don't know when I have to. I'm not sure how we're gonna play it. But I can always, after I get what I think I need to get done for today, um, I could, when I get to my computer, if you're up, whatever, I could always message you, to do the video call. I can do that. I can do that. Yeah, yeah. So maybe in the evening or something. What do you think about like at 8 o'clock or something like that? Is 8 o'clock New York time? Is that okay? Don't know whether you're still there. Oh wait, right, something else. Yeah, sis, I'm looking into living living off the grid. Gonna get a RV. Oh, nice, nice girl, nice, nice. Okay, that sounds good. I love doing that. Okay, with you. Okay, yeah. So I could contact you at 8 p.m. New York time, and we could have a nice talk. And if I come earlier, I come earlier. If I come, we play by ear. But I'll do for 8 o'clock today. Yeah, 8 o'clock. So yeah, what boy? This was a long boy. I've been on for 231 minutes already. 231 minutes. Yeah, I hope you guys can hear me well. This making this on my iPad, and yeah, it looks gorgeous outside. Hey, maybe I wear a dress today. Yeah, I have the dress. Yeah, maybe I wear a dress today. Look nice. I want to look nice. Yeah, yeah. I'm excited about it. I have been working on downsizing all week. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, I feel like I want to downsize too. Yeah. I have the lot, I have like a lot of little things, but um yeah, I want to downsize because it's distracting me now. It's distracting me, and I don't want that. I don't want that. Mm-mm. So, um wow, I've seen the time. It's it's like a almost a quarter to 10 in the morning. So let me get going now. I enjoyed this live stream. I feel like I pretty much everything out the way. So basically, a quick one of what I talked about. I talked about health as it's uh, with regard to artificial intelligence. I talked about the food that we eat, the zombie lands. I talked about the health. Oral health using uh, cow's feed and castor oil and um, that other thing on the tooth. I talked about what was that? Um, oh brother, oh I talked about the popo report, all that drama with the popo report, and I know there's one other thing. Yeah. So that's basically what I talked about. Yeah, this video you can just, have it play, play it from the beginning, so you get the full spectrum of what I talked about. Just have it playing on in the background or something, like background noise. It's just like a FYI. It's my, my usual style, and yeah. Let me know what you get out of it. Let me know what I needed to add to the story. And if you have more information about certain topics with regard to what I talked about, you can share it down below. And those of you who like this content, want to support this channel, you can PayPal me. Just go to my channel, Spirit Journey, And on the top right of the banner, you will see my PayPal me link. Just click on it, follow the prompts, and any amount would be greatly appreciated. And in fact, I thank you in advance for all your precious gifts to me. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. And let me read that last message before I go. Okay, yes, we can talk at 8 p.m. And what about that neighborhood? Yeah, what about it? Yeah, the gunshot. Did I tell you about the gun? It was like gunshots, right? Sound like it's right near my window, right in front of the building. Yeah. Oh, we both on Easter time. Eastern time. That's good. That's good. Mm-hmm. Yes. So let me get going, and yeah, I might go out today. Um, yeah, I got to check my email because I'm waiting for some emails on some important matters, and yeah, me and Nubian, I can talk to you about that later on. You know, at 8 p.m. Eastern time. We were both at Eastern time, which is great. So yes, those of you who got this far in the video, I thank you for watching, and you all have a wonderful day. And my little doggies, yes. Yes, they say, yeah, they say, yeah, oh, yeah, she knew I was talking about her. Yeah, Lily. Say hello. Say hello, Lily. Say hello. Yeah, we all say hello and welcome you. Yes, okay. It's beautiful here too. I'm going out today. Love you, sis. Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. Yeah, peace and love to you all. Yes. Let's get grounded out there in nature and your fellow human beings. Okay? Peace, love, joy, power, and protection over all of us. Until next time, soon. Bye bye.